All right, y'all. Welcome back to Man Down Sports, man. As you can see from the thumbnail, we're having a live debate, man. I got some real true historians, some real true debaters, man, ready to go. I got Bruce from the Format Podcast. I got the Transformer from the Format Podcast. I got Sports and Fitness Rants from Sports and Fitness Rants, my dog Robin. And I got Worldbreaker, who's one of our loyal, what I want to call you, a follower or a viewer? I don't like a viewer. I don't like the word follower, man. Y'all don't follow us, man. Y'all supporters.
Yeah, supporters. I like that.
Yeah, one of my supporters, but he's a YN, right? So this gonna be fun. I don't know if he got enough bullets for this. So let me break down how we're gonna do this, y'all. We're gonna have 3 rounds for this debate. We're trying to figure out which era, or not even which era, which decade. We got some representation for the 90s, the 80s. The 2000s and the 2010s to present, so if he did just the 2020s, it'd only be 5 years worth of data to use. So we let him go back to 2015. So he's kind of cheating a little bit and using half of this decade and half of last decade, but that's okay. You know what I mean? So we'll see if that helps him out a lot. But we got 3 rounds. Round 1, I'm gonna let all 4 of these guys get a chance to open up. They're gonna get 3 minutes to flex about, what else am I supposed to say other than open up? Opening statements.
There you go. Right. Opening arguments. Opening argument.
Opening arguments, right? They go flex about their decade for about 3 minutes. I keep the clock over here locally, right? Then I'm gonna give them 2 minutes to kind of talk about the things that was wrong with the other eras, some negative things, right? And then I give them 1 minute to all kind of rebuttal what was said about the era, and then we'll go into round 2, which will be more of an open forum, debating some odd things, and then round 3 they get their closing statements, and then we're gonna put it to a vote in the audience. Y'all gonna get a chance to vote. We'll use y'all as a tiebreaker. Me and Chris are judges, right? It's gonna be a lot of fun. We might open the phone lines up. We might try to get to some of these comments as y'all bring them up. We'll definitely read the super chats. Also, the winner of this debate will go home with all the super chats that come in. So please be generous and drop these super chats in here on Man Down Sports, because I'm going to give it to the winner, right? So drop those super chats in there. Make it worth their while, for coming in here prepared. But other than that, man, any questions from y'all? Or anything else?
How y'all like y'all steak?
Medium well, brother.
That's how you. Well, not you, Chris.
Tonight, I want it well done tonight.
Because I'm about to cook. How long you need it? 4 minutes on one side, 4 minutes on the other.
All right, Chris. I'll choose which way we go, which order we go in. We're gonna start.
I was just thinking. I was like, how are we gonna figure out who goes first? We want to go in order.
From the 80s? We starting from the 80s, or we starting backwards from the two and letting Young Buck go with 2005?
Let's start off with the history lesson. We need the history lessons first.
I want the Young Buck to feel the pressure. Let him go last.
Okay, bet. So Robin, let me get this clock up, because you going first. We starting with the 80s first. Right, let me get this clock up. All right, you got 3 minutes when I say go. Listen. Yes, sir.
When I'm rolling and it's like 301, 303 or something like that, if I'm rolling, let me finish my roll. I can do it in the time, but let me keep rolling. If I'm rolling, it's a little bit extra.
If you throw some punches past the bell, that might be some points.
That's all right. Just let me know. 10 seconds.
Oh, man. Oh, hey, where's the
everything's great. Everything's gradable.
Where's the UFC clapper at for 10 seconds? There you go.
Oh, yeah, and they slapped the ring?
Yeah.
All right, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Whenever you're ready, Robin, just give me the word, and I hit start and say go. Hold on. Word breaker. Are you gonna keep coming in and out with that camera?
Goddamn kids, man.
I'm trying to get my notes pulled up.
Off your phone? From what you're using the camera on?
That was the play was the computer.
You type your notes on the computer.
Hold on. I got her coming in. I'm good.
And that's what's wrong with these young folks. They don't believe in pencil and paper no more.
Come on, G. Look, I'm not a podcaster, G.
Lord have mercy.
They don't believe in pencil and paper no more, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry, 2015s to 2025s. You got a YN representing.
I keep a notebook next to the desk, brother. I keep it next to the desk.
So do I.
Come on, now.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't like writing stuff too much. I do if I have.
That's because your handwriting chicken scratch. They ain't teach how to write in the army. Army people write like this.
Hey, Mel, concentrating with the tongue out.
Yeah. It's hard to write with your crayons when you keep eating them.
That's what we do it, huh? Okay, all right.
It was free money, Bruce. Free money. It was there.
Go Navy, man. Go Navy.
Hey, I got a 92 on my ass grab. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm not.
And you went to the Army?
Yes, sir.
You gotta be the stupidest motherfucker to get fired on your day off.
Hey, man, I was signal corps, man. You know?
I tell you,
hey, man. Still appreciate your service, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So, Robin, as soon as you start talking, I'm gonna hit the clock. And listen, when you get to 30 seconds left, I'm gonna put 3 fingers up to say 30 seconds left. Okay.
That's
you almost fucked that up.
Right.
Put 3 fingers
when
up.
you start talking, I'm hitting the clock.
Navy. There you go. See, put 3 fingers up.
Yo, relax. Let's go.
I'm just waiting. And let's roll. So once again, man, anyone that knows my channel, man, you guys know the deal. Shout out to everybody out there in the chat, man. Once again, man, the position that I'm taking is the 1980s, but it's not about being the best era or the greatest era. Once again, we talk about these eras. I've always made it a point. It's the golden era, and the golden era started in the 1980s. So once again, we talk about the golden era. What made it the golden era? It wasn't just about the great players, the great games, the great teams, the rivalries, but it's also things about innovation, a growth, expansion. That's what happened in the 80s. So we talk about expansion and growth and innovation. What are we thinking about? The three-point line, which started in the 1980 season. So the three-point line started as a trial, and because of the success of that quote-unquote trial, we have it today, right? In all these years, and the other eras, right, have benefited from the three-point line being instituted in the 1980s. But it's not only the three-point line that was instituted in the 1980s that once again benefited all these other eras, but it's also the All-Star Weekend that benefited heavily from the 1980s and the expansion, the growth. The slam dunk contest came about in the 1980s, 1984, the slam dunk contest. So when we talk about the growth of the league, man, the All-Star game, the 1984 slam dunk contest, Dr. J, Larry Nance, right? We talk about Michael Jordan and the shoes, the slam dunk contest, man. That's when it came about. The three-point contest, 1986, Larry Bird, 3 consecutive three-point contest wins, man. This is how it kicked off in the 80s. So all these other eras, the 90s, which is when I grew up really mostly watching my favorite era, the players that I grew up watching, they all benefited from the great players and all the innovation, the growth in the 80s. So just think about the All-Star Weekend and what it became in the 80s. The slam dunk contest, the three-point contest. We also think about, you know, them adding things like the Defensive Player of the Year award, which was instituted in the 1983 season. Sidney Moncrief winning the initial award. That came about in the 1980s. So once again, expanding and growing the league, man. Adding on to the league. This is innovation now. They're adding all these kinds of things in the 1980s, guys. The All-NBA third team came about in 1989. We've talked about expanding the league, adding teams. This is another way of expanding onto the league. This is the 1980s. We talk about something like the playoffs, the format in the playoffs. Back in the 80s, if you won the division, you did not play in the first round. You had a bye in the first round. They don't do that anymore. They did that in the 80s. But they changed that in the 1984 season. Then after the 1984 season, there were no more byes anymore in the first round. We think about the format in the first round when it was a best of 3, best 2 out of 3 games in the first round. The innovation, they moved that to a best out of 5 after the 1984 season. These are all ways that the league expanded and grew. So it wasn't only the players, the games, it's the growth, the expansion, all the great things that happened during those times, man. It was because of those players. That's where it kicked off. That was the beginning of the golden era, man.
Time. Oh, hey, bro, listen.
I told you, man, y'all can't touch me out here, man.
Listen, did you hear that alarm just go off? Dude, you ended it right on time.
Because I'm like that.
Wow. Yo, Hold on, let me take it. Hey, let me take y'all off mute. Hey, when somebody else talking, y'all go ahead and hit mute. It was a little echo coming in at first, but y'all unmuted now. But man, what y'all think about that?
Very solid. Very solid. I like it.
I know I put a tear to all your eyes. I know.
Bro.
Yeah, you boy, you know it, man.
Hey, when he hit that all-star, I was like, yo, nah, he cooking, dog. Yeah. That's gonna be a tough one to follow, dog.
I saw Chris eyeballs pop out at one point.
Chris, you taking notes?
Yeah, I took score.
Yeah. Great way to open up, man. Good way to pick the 80s, Chris. That was a good way to start.
He didn't open up on he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He gave his opening argument. That was good.
All
right, man. Damn. Give Robin some respect, man.
All right.
The opening argument was nice, but I want to see how he stacks up once the rebuttals and having to actually spar against these other decades. I want to see how that goes.
Cake, baby.
I just want to see how that goes. But it was a good opening statement.
You see those flames in the comments?
Chris, it's on you now. 1990s, Mr. Format Podcast. Your witness. Hold on, let me get this clock ready. When you start talking, I'll start the clock. Just like I told Robin, whenever you get to 30 seconds, I give you a signal of 3 fingers.
All right.
And whenever you start talking, I'm ready to go.
Let's get it. All right, y'all. You know me. I'm Bruce. You know what I rep for. The decade of 1990 to 99 was without question the best in the history of the NBA. We saw a lot. We saw the completion of what should have been the Pistons dynasty, if not for getting robbed in 88, but back-to-back nonetheless. With that being done, we saw the rise of the greatest dynasty in the modern era as the Bulls finally vanquished them in the East and took over the NBA. With the Bulls' coronation, it closed the door on the championship windows of all their all-time greats like Magic and Zeke, right? And then he emphatically slammed the door on anyone else attempting to enter the championship room until he stepped away. Speaking of Jordan, he cemented himself as the player widely considered the greatest of all time. Phil Jackson took himself halfway to becoming the winningest head coach of all time in championship history by getting 6 rings in the decade with 2 three-peats. But guess what? Between those 2 three-peats, we saw the ascension of Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon to earn his place as arguably a top 10 player ever with back-to-back titles of his own, authoring legendary playoff runs and moments along the way. The decade also ushered in the explosion of basketball on a global stage via the 92 Olympic gold medalists known as the Dream Team, widely considered the greatest group ever assembled in team sports. Their dominance and popularity took the game to a whole new level throughout the world among fans and players alike, opening the proverbial floodgates to make the NBA the international phenomenon we see today. Players like Kukoc and Petrovic and Vlade and more paved the way for the Dirk Nowitzkis, the Lukas and the Giannis's, and the Jokic's that we see dominating today's league. Back then, every game was a battle. The pace was slower, was played inside out, and primarily in the half court, where coaching smarts, execution, and fundamentals were more prioritized than athleticism, although there was plenty of that as well. It was the greatest big man era we ever saw, with players like Shaq, Zoe, Mount Mutombo, D-Rob, Patrick Ewing, and Hakeem Olajuwon scoring down low and in the mid-range and dominating the glass and protecting the rim with ferociousness. Hand-checking was allowed, so was physicality. Back then, if you got 30, you knew it was a real 30. Teams and players lived behind the three-point line. They didn't do that. And everything wasn't about hunting mismatches in the pick and roll. You had to have real skill. Bigs were bigs back then. They had to score and play D, unlike the so-called best big in the league today. Beyond the court, the game was more popular then, and the ratings prove it. Game 6 of the 98 finals is the most watched NBA game ever, and that was 28 years ago, with a smaller population and less ways to watch games than there are today. In terms of revenue, NBA skyrocketed from approximately $160 million in 1984 to over $1 billion by the early 90s and nearly $2 billion by the end of the decade. Michael Jordan pioneered the athlete as a brand model, but we never saw anything like him. The 90s NBA was the best era ever, by far.
God damn.
That's when you got a journalist. That shit ain't cool.
Damn.
Cool. You heard that man? That man read off the teleprompter. the soliloquy of the meta.
Hey, I was thinking the same thing.
Man was reading off a
teleprompter. I'm gonna read mine too.
I ain't gonna
Hey, I ain't a
lie.
podcast.
Hey,
That's my excuse.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a fire opening statement.
It was. He scored some points, man. Hey, they both scored some points, man. But
that Olympic drop was
that was a ball.
Fire.
That was a ball. I wasn't even thinking. Y'all both said some stuff I wasn't even thinking about. I wasn't even thinking about Dream Team in the Olympics. I was not thinking about the All-Star thing and the 3-point contest for the first time and all that stuff, man. Hey, I wasn't thinking about all that stuff, Robin. So yeah, y'all did your homework. I appreciate that.
No doubt.
Man.
Nah, Bruce,
This
nice.
is interesting.
Appreciate you, Rob.
Yeah,
All right, Transformer, you on deck, brother.
Oh man.
Hold on, let me get this clock ready.
Oh man.
How do you follow that?
Man, try not to read off a teleprompter.
Podcast rock.
Yeah, I'm saying.
All right, Transformer, whatever you start talking, I will start the clock. And when you get the 30 seconds left, I will signal it by the 3 fingers in the camera.
Let me turn this game off so it won't distract me.
Yeah, focus up. Can't afford to lose no points.
Can't afford to lose no points.
Show them how we
talk about the 2000s. You hear the greatest era of basketball. When you hear the 2000s, you talk about the era of two-way excellence from both not only your offensive players, we talk about your defensive players. We talk about the Kobe's, we talk about the Kevin Durant's, we talk about the Tim Duncans, the Dwayne Wades. Well, not only will I give you 30, but I'm also going to clamp you down on the other side. When you want to talk about the physical era of the modern basketball era, which is the 2000s, you talk about where hand checking, where physicality, where big men were still in the game, where the guys didn't have no fear to drive in the paint and still bam on you, like the Vince Carters, the Tracy McGrady's, the Kobe Bryant's, which is tomahawk from the 80s all the way back to the 2000s to make sure I'm placing it on your doorstep, on your face. All right. When you want to talk about rivalry, where was the rebirth of the Lakers and Celtics? The greatest rivalry in basketball started over when Kobe Bean Bryant and Rajon Rondo, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett decided to make that back and forth, that series. You want to talk about the greatest team in NBA history? You want to hear 2001 Kobe, Shaq, the most dominant big man in NBA history. Was he being stopped? Nobody. Boy, you had to get his mama and daddy to get him on the phone to calm the man down, because guess what? He was going to put you through the hoop and put you through the hoop. All right. When you want to talk about scoring meant more in this era. The games were slower. Defenses were brutal. The spacing was limited. But guess what? That didn't stop Kobe from dropping 81 on your head. I can drop 63 in 3 quarters and give you that work. But not only that, you also got to fear when I do this and I wipe that jersey and I clamp you down on that other side. And when you want to hear about the championships, the super team culture didn't exist. This was back when everything was organic. You want to talk about the organic of the team, the GM structuring a team for the Detroit Pistons to have really no superstar and come in and take out the Lakers, who had that Kobe and Shaq team. You want to talk about one of the best defensive rosters? You look at that Detroit Pistons team that happened in the 2000s. You want to talk about the revivalry of the All-Star Weekend's dunk contest, because guess what? In 1999, it got tarnished. They had to let the WNBA come in and have a part of the All-Star Weekend, what was built off the backs of the 80s and the early 90s. So guess who revived that? Mr. Sir Vince Carter came in 2000 with the reverse windmill 360 and said, baby, I'm back. I'm back. Jason Richardson, Josh Smith came through and kept that mantle going. You had Dwight Howard with the Superman cape to let you know I can fly from any sky and I can put it right in the hoop. So when you hear somebody talk about the 2000s, you talk about the realest, the roughest, the toughest era. You talk about the urban tone set by Allen Iverson to come through with the cornrows, with the headband, with the tats that paved the way for these youngsters nowadays to get full body tats. You talk about culture. You talk about dominance. You talk about strength. You talk about skill. You talk about the two-way era. That is your 2000s legacy.
Time. I like that. I like how y'all finishing on time, man. The birth of Mamba. The rebirth of the dunk contest, Kobe's 81, the most dominant big man, physicality, two-way players. Like
how you like your steak?
No super team.
How you like your steak?
Like it well done.
Yeah, I mean,
Bro, you ain't tell me I was going against a bunch of preachers, man.
It's not too late, World Breaker.
Gee, come on, G. I thought we was just talking. Oh no, I ain't ready, bro. Y'all gotta catch me next show.
Talking basketball. Don't worry about it, man.
Just do your thing, brother. Do your
Hey,
thing.
just speak from your heart, World Breaker.
Oh my God, bro, what?
Just speak from your heart, man.
Bro, you only gave me a day.
Hey,
shit, it's better than us. We had like an hour.
You need to phone a friend. You need to phone a friend. Your disciple said you better rap.
I'm gonna help you out.
Look,
No, let him cook. Let him go ahead.
no, I gotta come back next show. I ain't ready, G. I ain't ready, G.
When you talk about the 2025s, you talk about the Luka Doncic's.
There you go.
The greatest big man in the modern era of basketball.
I want to hear this, man.
All right, man. Look,
Come on,
I
World
wasn't
Breaker.
gonna read mine, but I'm gonna read mine since Cuz read his.
Okay, that's fine. Look, when you start talking, you got 3 minutes. I hit the clock.
All right.
I signal 30 seconds left when I put the 3 fingers in the camera. All right, go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna go with this. The best era of basketball cannot be the era of hand-picked moments of an individual or a team or a rivalry. The best era is the era that demonstrates the best overall growth of the entire league and not storytelling of a particular groups of people. And in the midst of the highest level of adversity and criticism, no era achieved greater than the 2020s. I got my thesis: in the absence of emotional bias, the modern era is the best overall era of basketball. Premise number 1: basketball has never been bigger or more valuable than any other era. The NBA $14 billion revenue deal between Peacock, NBC, Amazon Prime. The older generation will tell you nobody watches. How is nobody watching if we are breaking all-time records in revenue? How is the game growing with this level of intensity? Even with inflation considered, the 2020s 5 times the revenue of the 90s. Premise number 2: the overall competitive landscape of the NBA and basketball is stronger than any other era of basketball. The popularity of the game of development of the ecosystems across the globe. In the 80s, they had less teams, less players. Throughout each decade, we see more talent coming from across the globe. You don't have people competing for 7 rounds worth of draft picks. You got the whole globe competing for 60. It is harder to make the NBA today than any other era of basketball. And the NBA, in addition to make the league more balanced, instead of having people just dominate a generation, because what happened in the 2010s, people got tired of LeBron going to the finals every year. They got tired of the Warriors and the Cavs, the Spurs and the Heat. And we said we don't want to see the same people. So we changed that and we made it harder for people to put great teams together. We have salary cap, luxury tax rules. We have lottery reforms, 2-way deals, and now we have these second and apron penalties. So now it's harder for you to maintain your team. And my last premise: the basketball in the modern era is more accessible, adaptable, and culturally engaged than any other era. In the 2020s, only man-down sports can exist. Sports, fitness, and rants. The format podcast. In the 1990s and the 2000s, you guys wouldn't be a thought, and we wouldn't be here to engage in this era of basketball without it.
Engagement is up.
Interesting points.
Engagement is up.
Right on time.
$14 billion revenue deal, 5 times more than the 90s. We got a fact check.
Clock it. Yeah, clock that money, B. There you go, World Breaker.
More accessible than ever. It made some points.
Yeah, I got pushed back on all those.
All right. We'll go back to Robin. And
I'm still trying to grade that one. I'm still trying to score that one. Hold on.
Oh, go ahead. Take your time.
Take my age into account, gang. Come on.
You get a handicap. Hey, you give him a handicap.
You getting graded on the curve for sure.
hey, Young Disciple said, great point. The Young Buck made. Be Ready Sports said, y'all all cook. Heath Ojoletta said, great points. He said, decent effort, World Breaker. I guess.
yeah, I'll take it, gang. You only had a day. You got to give me 48 hours.
Somebody gave you the fire emoji. Somebody said it was fine.
That's what I'm talking about.
We in there.
All right, I got my score down. So
I got my notes.
Give it down at the end, man. We don't need to know. We don't know.
I'm not scoring now. I'm just saying I needed a second to assess.
Oh, got it.
I needed a second.
Come on, Oklahoma.
I took notes. I ain't scored it yet. I got notes.
Oh, I'm scoring. I'm processing as he's speaking, and I'm taking it. I'm scoring it.
Boomer Sooner. Let's go.
I don't even know why I'm in here to begin with. To be honest with you,
don't do it, Chris. Don't bring it up.
Get mad. I don't know why they.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is this is still round one, right? But this is part two of round one, or
this is part two of round one. Y'all got 2 minutes to go ahead and say what y'all need to say about these other eras that we need to know in a negative light. Right, let us know what we need to know in a negative light about these other eras, if you can. If you can, and we'll start with the 1980s again. And when you start talking, I will start the clock. And once again, I will put the 3 fingers up when you got 30 seconds.
All right, man. Let's roll. So once again, I'm going to state my point again, and I'm going to make my position very clear. This is not about the greatest era. The 80s is the greatest era. The 90s is the greatest era. The 2000s is the great era. There is no definitive greatest era. What we're talking about here, what I'm talking about here, the point that I've made is valid, and no one denied that point that I made. Once again, the innovation, the growth, and once again, the expansion of the 80s cannot be denied. The three-point line alone once again shuts down everything for the other eras. As far as what I talked about, the expansion, it wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for the 80s players, man. The slam dunk contest that you mentioned is not there. It's for the 80s. You guys have all mentioned the growth of the 80s. From the 80s is where it started. So once again, that can't be denied. So the position I made is once again clear. The golden era of the NBA is from about 1983, 84, somewhere around there, into the late 90s to me, man. That's the golden era of the NBA. That's when the NBA was at its highest level, not in the 2025s or the 2020s with the money revenues and the other stuff that's being said. That's not the case, man. You brought the 90s and the popularity of the NBA Finals game, right? And everybody watching Jordan. Remember, that legend began in the 80s. All of this stuff started in the 80s. Air Jordan, if he doesn't go to the slam dunk contest in the 80s, like these fools don't do now, then there is none of this stuff to come forward with that. So we have to understand where this is coming from. It's not about being better, though, but that's where it started. That's where the golden era started. I didn't even mention the great players and all the great teams. I didn't even have to mention this stuff because the innovation alone speaks for itself. But when we're talking about the 2000s, let's say, for example, my man Transformer, let's think about the problem with the 2000s is that as great as the 2000s was, and obviously it was great, the players that you mentioned, these are all-time legends. The problem for the 2000s was the balance. It was way off. The Western Conference was much more stout than the Eastern Conferences was for most of that, decade. So when you talk about a lot of these great teams in the Western Conference or the win records that they had, they beat up on a lot of those weak Eastern Conference teams that were in that Eastern Conference throughout the 2000s. So the balance wasn't there like it was in the 90s. And once again, we talk about the dominant teams that were in the 80s. The one thing you can say, we can talk about the 80s, is that the teams that were there, the dominant teams, the top heaviness of that era, we're talking about some legendary teams. The 83 Sixers, the 86 Celtics, the 87 Lakers. There was 15 60-win teams in the 80s. 13 of those 60-win teams came from those teams alone. So when we talk about the great players and the great teams, and we're talking about the 80s and where it began, you know the crossover, Dr. J and Jordan, insane crossover from the 80s.
Time. I let you go about 15 extra seconds on that one.
Dr. J to Jordan.
Dr. J to Jordan.
In the slam dunk contest at 35 years old. My man came out. These guys ain't even doing it at 25.
Hey.
You wanted to have that picture with Dr. J and Jordan there in the 80 slam dunk contest, right? In 87, right? In 85, if he wasn't out there.
It was one era that had one of the worst one-on-one all-star tournaments known to man. I ain't even say.
They need to bring that back.
Yo, can we put clips of that? Man, we need to see that. Oh my god.
Oh man, I just gave somebody a nugget though, but
I don't know where
Chris, whenever you're ready, if you got all your notes.
Yep, I'm good. I'm ready for the next one.
All right, go ahead, Bruce. You got 2 minutes when you start talking.
All right, I'm gonna try to. Damn, Blue. I'm gonna try to make sure. I hear. I'm gonna try to touch on each one of these decades quickly. Robin, the 80s, fantastic era. You made a lot of great points, bro. Where I would push back is for the most part of that decade, and that decade was fantastic. As we mentioned, the Lakers and the Celtics, Magic and Bird, literally saving the NBA. So we love that, we respect that, we revere that as basketball fans. But you have to look at it. That decade, scoring wise and pace wise, is right there with the 60s and now, or as the fastest decades on record. Wasn't a whole lot of defense being played in the 80s until, towards the end with the bad boy Pistons, and they took defense to a whole new place. I don't even know if you call that defense, but they took it to a whole new place in terms of uber physicality. So I think my biggest pushback on the 80s would be the lack of defense, right? So you have that. Then you get to Transformer with the 2000s. Now we go to the lockdown defense into what we call the dead ball era. And of course, we get into first we go, it's really weird. It's first you have the dead ball era early in the 2000s. And so they try to open up the rules. And this is where we get into the rules changes that actually end up hurting the NBA, where they tried to fix it, right? By taking away the hand check, taking away a lot of the physicality, taking away a lot of the defense. And then you get with the 06 and 07 iterations of the Phoenix Suns, 7 seconds or less. Now you get into this shooting a ton of threes, not playing any defense at all, running up and down, uber fast pace, which leads to what we see today. So those are problematic. You go from dead ball, you change the rules, then you go to no defense. So it's ridiculous on both ends. And then you finally get down to the 2015, 2025 era. I call it the era of cowardice, all the super teams and all this foolishness, guys not wanting to compete, guys wanting to team up. You have a total lack of aggression. You have a total lack of defense. If you watch, the defense being played in the league today is absolutely terrible, from man on to team concepts. It's horrendous. You just have an overall worst product. 90s, hands down, best era, best decade ever.
Once again, finishing right on the buzzer. Man, that's good. That's good stuff right there. That's real good stuff right there. Man.
So rebuttals come after everybody go.
Yes, sir.
All right.
But y'all only get 1 minute.
Someone in the chat said that they're trying to correct me on the slam dunk contest originating in the ABA. We're not debating the ABA or the NBA. I'm representing the 80s. That's when the slam dunk contest came into the NBA. I didn't say that's when it was originated. I'm talking about for the NBA. That's when it started.
Fair enough.
Good.
We did get a super chat coming here. Don't forget, everybody that's here, man. Your super chats are going to actually get donated to the winner of this debate. So be generous with those. Thank you, Taco Master, for the super chat. Modern era equals low effort era, lazy, scared, boring, heading out for dinner. Bruce wins. Good game. Salute to the panel. Or was that good guy?
Taco Master.
No, good game. That's GG's good game.
He said Bruce already won.
I like that guy. Appreciate you talking.
Hey, he got to argue his point well. It's not about which era you think is the best. It's about who gonna argue that point well. It might be surprising that he might not be able to make during this debate. He might not be able to make it. All right, Transformer, it's on you, big dog.
2 minutes, brother. You muted.
Yes, you're muted.
My damn mic was. I'm like, I hear myself. What you mean I'm muted? All right. Oh man, let me get back and let me go ahead and put my chef hat back on. I look good, y'all. Appreciate it. So the 1980s. I'm sorry, just too top heavy. The Lakers ran the West for 8 out of 10 years. What more do I need to say? What was the balance? Boston, 5 in the East. Where's the balance? There's no true competitive balance because everything was so freaking top heavy. Right? The defense, not as complex as it started growing in the 90s. So kudos to the 90s as it developed into its highest peak when it hit the 2000s. The offensive complexity wasn't there in the 1980s. They were still trying to develop systems to create more flow when it made the three-point line and instituted people operating outside of that box. So let's get into the 1990s, the era of Mr. Jordan himself, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. How about the expansion teams that helped aid that dominant era from the Charlotte Hornets to the Miami Heat, the Orlando Magic, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Toronto Raptors, and Vancouver Grizzlies to kind of narrow down that gap of competition at the top level. So now you're making everything kind of easier to wipe out the easier teams at the bottom so we have those better opportunities to make the playoffs. Let's talk about how the NBA failed to excel in the NBA when Michael Jordan retired. Oops, did he retire and leave everything in turmoil? Was everything ran amok? Was the All-Star game not diluted? Was the dunk contest not eliminated after Kobe won in 97? What happened? You guys had things that failed in the NBA. You failed to produce. You failed to perform. You failed to improve the crowd and make the crowd want to visit and come to those games. What about the ticket sales? What about the TV ratings that just drastically dropped the moment that Michael Jordan said, "I don't anymore"? How about that? How can we answer that for the 1990s? And boy, can we get to the 2020s. I don't even want to talk about the 2020s. Let's talk about the load management. Let's talk about the fact that our commissioner has to come out and institute a rule to saying you can't make no awards if you got to play 65 games. Let's talk about instituting the NBA Cup to force people to want to be competitive and play early in the season. Now we got to give you reasons why and more money to even want to play basketball. Not only that, you're also getting paid $70 million a year to perform. But guess what? Day after day after day, if I crack my toe, if my toenail's hurting, I'm not playing. How about the softness and weakness in that 2020 era? How about the fact that super teams and everybody wants to Euro step to another team the moment they want to cry? Kevin Durant, James Harden. How about those guys who just won't want to stand 10 toes down with their team? How about the era where everybody's ran amok? Ja Morant is in the news for the very wrong reasons. Zion Williams is in the news. I can cut it because I can cook the 20s. I can cook the 20s. The 20s don't belong here. You should have brought the 10s. The 20s don't belong here. They don't belong here. They don't belong here.
Oh boy.
Get them out of here, B. Robin.
Where did the 20s belong?
They're in the trash.
In the trash, huh?
Trash. They don't belong in this conversation. Make your own lane somehow. They don't belong in this conversation.
Damn.
D-Bubble said the Lakers and Celtics, real rivals, real hate, real love, 1980s. You had to be there. They brought the league back during the 80s B-boy stands.
What up, Chief? What's going on, man? Appreciate you, brother.
Interesting.
I got my score. I'm ready.
Yo, man, this has been fantastic, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, not for World Breaker, but for the rest of us.
I feel so bad for
we gotta
World
run
Breaker.
this back though. We gotta run this back for me.
You don't want
No,
that.
listen, man. You represented what you did what you had to do.
You did your job. You did your job. We get E for effort, bro. E for effort.
I mean, listen, the point here is that it's almost damn near impossible to defend what you're seeing and witnessing on the TV
really
screen. So for you to come out here and try to do this is what you're doing.
I thought he was about to say,
Welcome
"Hey,
to the podcast world, B."
I thought."
Hey, Warburger, don't let them say that. They trying to sway the vote, but you letting them just talk about your daggone decade like that just now, man.
I thought Rob was going to say. I thought Rob was going to say. Fortunately for you, it's almost over.
No.
Hey, this should be your favorite part, World Breaker, because now you get to talk shit on the other 3 decades.
Yeah, you get to.
I need more than 2 minutes for all 3 of them. though. They already kind of.
You don't know nothing about no damn 80s, man. I was about to say, you don't know about it.
He was
You're gonna focus on the 2000s and hope you got a prayer at that one.
Right. 80s and 90s. You
ain't even got enough tape out there.
All right. I'll go.
All right, go.
All right, so I'll tell you like this. My biggest issue with all the previous generations, you talked about we started this, we created this, we did this. At the end of the day, the torch has to be passed, and your work don't mean nothing, and the next group don't add on. And technically, every era can be said the same thing. If it wasn't for the 90s, the 2000s wouldn't be there. If it wasn't for the 80s, the 90s wouldn't be there, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, we peaked, and unlike the other eras, we're always under the constant scope of criticism. Everybody got an opinion, whether it's right or it's wrong. Your eras will never understand what it's like when you got people who don't even like basketball can sit up here and talk about how bad basketball is to get 100,000 subscribers and get people to engage in that. These other eras will never understand what it's like to have to add on to 40, 60 years of history of basketball while people's perceptions of what is great and what is not great change. You talk about the dunk contest. Do we really want to ask how many dunks in the 80s is better than any dunk Mac McClellan did in the past 3 years? We are not excited about a windmill dunk. And Vince Carter, I love your dunks. I love it. Does Vince Carter have one dunk that's better than anything Mac McClellan's done? The 3-point contest, the most viral moment was Steph Curry versus Sabrina Ionescu. We've seen we've seen two of the greatest shooters from different leagues crossover for the first time, and they put on the show. No other era. Y'all don't shoot better than us. Y'all don't dribble better than us. Defense is harder than it ever is to play, not because people aren't trying. Offenses are smarter, optimal spacing, and overall skill.
That's a good bounce back. That's a good bounce back. Don't lie.
I like it, man. Y'all thought it was playpen, man.
Hey, back. You know when you get into a fight with somebody and they hike their pants up? That's what he just did. He just like his pants.
Put some jabs in there.
Okay, world breaker.
Did he punch me in the mouth? He punched me in the mouth, didn't he?
Yeah. And when he said that dunk contest, I was like, oh, shoot.
I see you, world breaker.
Dunk was basic as hell, though.
The reverse women? What?
She was basic, hey, man. Hey, most of Jordan dunks, they had to slow down for us to like it. Them guys was trash in fast motion.
Kobe, I love him, but that dunk contest was super basic.
World breaker from the top rope.
That's basic.
World breaker from the top rope, man. Damn.
Boy, did he?
That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, man.
Ooh, man.
Shout out.
Boy, I mad a little bit. I like that. World breaker. Welcome to the party, man. I like that. I like that.
And that wasn't ChatGPT either. He was looking at the camera the whole time.
Yeah, that man said Vince Carter. Who like that? What?
So I'm gonna do something real quick because that 2 minutes kind of went by quick. Do y'all think y'all can rebuttal in 1 minute, or do y'all want to?
I'm cool with
2 minutes.
Oh, I only need a minute.
Yeah.
Are we rebutting a particular era or all of
them? Yeah, everything you heard someone
I would say your biggest point.
Yeah, because he said y'all dunk contest was whack, all of y'all. You know what I mean? He fair. Said shoot better now. There's better spacing. Everything's more efficient. Like he got on all y'all areas. So everything you heard from someone else, we grading you on how you able to rebut it.
Okay. Our bad, world breaker. We about to jump you.
Yeah,
we about to jump you, dog. You about to jump you. Sorry, young fella, boy. You gotta get stir fried.
The sad part, world breaker, about fighting back is if you do too good, that's pretty much the end of it for you.
I figured you out now.
All right, so we're gonna do 2 minutes with a rebuttal, y'all. All right, that's okay with y'all?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right, who wants to go first? Because Robin went first 2 times in a row.
I'll go first.
All right,
let's get it, Bruce.
He want to cook the 20 so bad. Hey, Bruce is my co-host. That's my partner, brother. I know he's ready for the 2020s. That's where he's going to start this conversation. Y'all better buckle up, bro. He craves this.
I know that it's enticing to just jump on the 20s because it's fresh, it's in your memory. But please do try to respond to everybody who said something about your era.
I haven't even said anything to that kid yet, man.
I ain't gonna lie, he didn't. I felt kind of bad when I said something about the ex. Like, damn, he really ain't saying nothing though.
Ain't no friends in war, man.
Say when, y'all.
So what was our biggest point? So we can just like to catch up everybody. Bruce's biggest point, Robin's biggest point, because we all keep the 2020s was fresh.
Oh, okay.
I was ready to stir fry them right afterward. Okay.
So hold on. Who got the? Let me take this down. So the 2000s, Robin said his biggest point was there was no balance. The East was weak, the West was stacked, and come on, dog. Shaq and Kobe got to the out of the West, and there was no competition 3 straight years, man. Jason Kidd in the Nets, Reggie Miller in the Pacers, Iverson in the 76ers. So, hey, rebut that, Transformer. That was his biggest. Then Bruce said there was no defense in the 80s. Then he said the 2000s was the lockdown dead ball era. Too many threes in the 2000s. 2020s was the era of super teams and no defense, right? So and then Transformer said that it was top heavy in the 80s. The Lakers and Celtics was just running through everybody, no parity. Expansion teams watered down the 90s. The 90s lost the dunk contest. Ticket sales dropped after Mike retired in the 90s. 2020 the era of load management and team hopping.
Okay.
And then
everybody good?
We just heard Worldbreaker say that y'all dunk contest is basic.
Boy. Sheesh. Just for that Worldbreaker, you go next after Bruce.
So Bruce, you got it. You got everything. I want to hear rebuttals for everything that I heard.
Okay. I got you.
I try to keep up.
Yeah. I messed up. All right. Transformer. So
what's up?
You spoke on the way that the NBA dropped in popularity when Michael Jordan left, right? So obviously we expect that to be the case. However, if you want to be honest about it, that drop in popularity lasted all the way till about halfway through your decade, the 2000s. So we can't just blame that on the 90s, right? And even though that we saw a drop in popularity for the basketball purists, we did see some of the greatest play in history. We saw the greatest playoff run in history when Michael Jordan wasn't there, when Hakeem the Dream won in 1995, when the Houston Rockets beat a 60-win team in every single round. The only team ever to win a championship, beating the top 4 teams by record in the league all the way through. They're the only team ever to beat an MVP every single round. So they did that. That's the greatest run in history. Hakeem and the Rockets did that. So while the sales might not have been there and the popularity of the game, because it was a shock that Michael Jordan, arguably most popular player in history, stepped away without, giving people much notice and giving the league much time to prepare a new superstar, we still saw incredible basketball after that. Then at the end of the decade, we saw, again, even though there was a drop off in popularity, we saw the birth of the Spurs dynasty, Tim Duncan and David Robinson, right? So that was incredible. We can't knock that. Worldbreaker, you talked about I'm trying to remember what
dunk contest.
Okay, no, I was going to mention real quick. He talked about the overall skill level, especially the shooting, and that's false because guys shoot the mid-range way worse today. The average for the entire 1990s on three-point shooting was about 34.5%. Today, it's 35.5%. They're really only making it up in volume. So the same skills that you say they don't have, they may be able to shoot now, but those same guys can't go on the block, go over either shoulder, step through, up and under, and get a basket if you need to. The point guards today can't make post-entry passes. So they're not more skilled today, the players. They've just traded one skill for another in terms of being able to shoot more threes because they shoot more threes, right? So that's disingenuous. I'm done. My bad.
That's
I ain't
good.
get Robin's response. I forgot what he said.
I respect it. That's good. You
I'm
only had 2 minutes.
I'm like, damn, what did he say?
Yeah,
You only had 2 minutes to get it. Robin, you need to refresh on what's going on with Aiden. All right, whenever you're ready.
Let's roll.
And let's roll. So once again, let's go back to what my man Bruce talked about, the lack of defense in the 80s. Are you kidding me? Think about the defensive players that just the players alone that play in the 80s speaks defense. Dennis Rodman didn't play in the 80s. One of the greatest defensive of all time, not the greatest defensive player of all time. To me, the most versatile defensive player of all time playing in the 80s. Michael Jordan played in the 80s. Hakeem Olajuwon played in the 80s. Sidney Moncrief played in the 80s. Alvin Robertson played in the 80s. Michael Cooper played in the 80s. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played in the 80s. These are all-time legendary defensive players. And not even to mention the legendary defensive teams, the Pistons we all know about, but the Boston Celtics in 86 were the number one defensive team that season. Why? Not because of Larry Bird, right? Why? Because of guys like Dennis Johnson, because of guys like Kevin McHale, who was an excellent defensive player at that power forward position. You have guys like Larry Nance, arguably the greatest shot blocker in the history of the position, of the power forward position. Larry Nance playing in the 80s, man. Got a lot of really great defensive teams and defensive players that played in the 80s. So defense was obviously there. Not only was defense there, but the physicality of the defense, the threat of you getting knocked to the ground and getting physically hurt was there in the 80s, man. People could say it was dirty. People could say it was overly physical, but it was there. We talked about and for my man Transformer, you talked about how it was top heavy. Yeah, I mentioned the top heaviness of the 80s, but that goes to the greatness of the 80s. Once again, because when you're winning a championship in the 80s, you earn that championship. There ain't no cheap championships in the damn 80s. When you get to the freaking finals, you're going against one of the all-time legendary teams, man. You're going against the greatest players in their playing at their best, man. So we're talking about Dr. J Sixers with Moses Malone, but we're talking about some of the great players, man. Larry Bird, Celtics, but there were other teams in the Western Conference, man. We talked about the Dallas Mavericks with Randall Blackman and Mark McGuire.
No, you got 20 seconds. Go.
That's me. That's all I'm out. That's me.
Contest real quickly, man. Listen, I want to just educate you real quick, World Breaker, on the slam dunk contest. The one thing that you don't understand and you don't really realize when you talk about Mac McClung, what you did there is, once again, is you took away, then you exposed the NBA when you have someone like Mac McClung winning it. But I want you to think about this. Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins talked about the slam dunk contest. They don't practice those dunks. They don't rehearse those dunks beforehand. They go out there in the moment, my man, and they let the creativity flow. That's what the great dunkers did, the superstars. That's what they did. They wasn't practicing this stuff.
Good stuff. Thank you.
I'm sorry I went over, y'all. My bad.
Hey,
No, you good.
Real quick, y'all. Just so you know, Robin, I when I said they didn't play great defense in the 80s, I said towards the end. Towards the end, you saw the bad boy Pistons come in. But nah, great rebuttal though.
Thank you, Ma.
Yo, Bama getting smacked out here.
Yeah, I'm about to take this off my. I'm about to take this off my feed because this is a waste of space on my computer.
Hey, Bruce, you're getting your wish.
Yes,
right,
sir.
who next? Transform or World Breaker? Let World Breaker go. He been going.
He been going last the whole time.
Yeah, go World Breaker.
Go World Breaker. Rebut
these 2020s, man.
It's your time to shine, brother.
They said a lot of stuff about the 2020s, dog. Load management, team hopping, super team era, no defense. Like it's sheesh.
False narrative about being more skilled.
Yeah, no mid range. Like that's a lot. No post up. No.
All right, I think I'm gonna start backwards.
Okay,
so we're gonna start with Sport Fitness and Rams. He said that they didn't think or practice the dunks in the dunk contest. Does that mean that Mac McClung has to actually think and learn how to entertain people? You can't just go out there and do stuff. At the end of the day, whether he practiced them or not, the dunks aren't better, and that's the point. We're not excited about it. We don't want to see a windmill dunk. It's sixth graders doing that now. And you talk about the lack of defense in the 2000s from the 90s. Can I ask you a question? How many shots did Hakeem block at the three-point line? Is sitting next to the basket, blocking the dude who trying to shoot over somebody 6 inches taller than you, is that real defense or is that just bad offense? Wembanyama got more blocks from the three-point line in 2 years than Hakeem got his whole life. His whole life. And you talk about, the 90s, we shoot better than y'all because we got close to the same percentage. Didn't they move the three-point line closer for y'all? We moved the three-point line closer for this era. See what happened. They don't want to admit that the reason why they even started going overseas to find talent was because the talent coming in the 90s was so bad. I ain't going to say his name, but there's a guy who's 5'3" who started 500 games. Can he start in the 2020s? No. No three ball? No. Can he guard any point guard in the NBA right now? No. He can only play in your era and nobody else's. Who else we got up here? I can shoot better.
Me.
Yeah, lack of defense. Last time I checked, they say, nobody's playing defense. You telling me people just rolling over, letting Giannis dunk on them? People just rolling over saying, Steph, please drop 50 on me. People are trying to stop him. He's running through screens. People complain that the game ain't physical, but y'all complaining about moving screens and people getting open. Offenses got smarter. Why would you design your offense to take turnaround fadeaway jumper? That is not efficient basketball. The offense is designed to create the best scoring opportunities. And what is that? We space the floor. We pass more than the other eras by stats. We play at a higher pace, which doesn't allow the defense to get set in the first place. If the defense is always set, you have to work for every shot.
Time.
Why should they make themselves easier to guard to satisfy the older generation that don't understand modern basketball? It makes no sense.
Damn, last one was from the top row. This was from the top of the cage, wasn't it? Yeah,
listen, don't.
World Breaker talking about something. Nah, I need another day. I need another day. You seem to be doing just fine, brother.
He's lying all over.
You seem to be doing just fine.
He's doing lying out here.
Come on, man. You coming with your emotion and opinions here. You said accuracy, historical accuracy. That's what you said was part of the criteria.
It is part of the criteria.
Well,
historical accuracy.
Goddamn cage then.
Hey, World Breaker, just so you know, man. Number one, that was a real good rebuttal, but let me tell you.
Yeah.
Hakeem Olajuwon got the best block ever from the 3-point line. Saved the championship at the end of Game 6 in '94. Go check that out.
He did that one time, right?
It saved a championship.
He did it one time.
That's not the only one he got, but what I'm saying is that saved a championship. So that's worth a whole lot more than just the one that you're counting.
This is what I be saying about the older generation. Y'all handpick moments to try to make that the whole narrative.
No. You brought it. I was responding to it.
Moments.
No, man, you're lucky my short-term memory is not good. You know,
this about to be a good. This second round after Transformer go. This second round about to be.
I don't know how to grade that. I don't know how to grade that World Breaker.
I'm trying to be cool here, man.
Right?
Damn that be cool shit. Let it fly. That's what this is for. Man. Let it fly.
All right, so Transformer, you're gonna go. You got 2 minutes, and then once you finish, Chris, me and you have to talk about how we're gonna grade this first round, and then I'm gonna put it to a vote for the chat to tell me who won the first round based on what y'all heard. How they rebutted anything that was said about the error and how they defended their error, right? So you're gonna vote. I'm gonna put it in the chat for y'all right after Transformer go. All right, so Transformer, once you start talking, I start the clock.
Easy day. 2 minutes. The Lakers were dominating the early 2000s. Some of y'all said the decade. Well, I recall there would be another great teams in that time frame. Did we not see that the Lakers went through the San Antonio Spurs, right? Ain't Greg Popovich the greatest coach of all time? I could have sworn he was labeled one of the greatest, smartest coaches of all time. Did they not have to go through Chris Webber and Bibby with them Sacramento Kings? Were they not one of the best teams? Didn't they not take the Lakers to the brink? Okay, what about the Blazers? Were they not a 50-win team? The Mavericks, were they not a 50-win team? So when we want to talk about walking through somebody, that's because we had the most physical, dominant athlete in the freaking NBA. That is Shaquille O'Neal. We had the second coming of the airness that we call the GOAT, world-renowned GOAT, the second coming, Kobe Bean Bryant. So we had the legendary status of two of the best athletes to ever play. In most people's top 10, maybe even top 5 players of all time in that run. So let's slow the case down. The Bulls controlled most of the entire 90s. Most of the entire 90s. Like I said, the parity wasn't there. We had other teams that even win. We had the Spurs, we had the Pistons, we had the Heat, we had the Celtics. There was a lot of parity, a lot of fight at the top. It's not just one dominant run by one team like in the 80s where it was just the Lakers over and over and over. It's just the Celtics over and over and over. The 2020s. Vince Carter, my man. I need you to wake the hell up and open up Google, and I want you to Google what is the most top-rated dunk contest ever. Where does Vince Carter's dunk contest rank amongst all time, his performance? And if the answer ain't number one, I'll give you $1. That reverse 360 windmill, boy, the boy tore the house down and literally said it's over, because not only did he believe it, the world knew it. The world knew it was over. When you want to talk about shut down the house, that is Sir Vince Carter. Thank you.
All right, I forgot to give you your 30 seconds. My bad.
But no, I'm cool. That's cool. Cut me,
All right, Chris, go ahead to your score, man. Let me put this in the chat, and then we'll talk it over.
All right, so I graded each person's.
Well, hold on, not yet. Just let me. Well, go ahead. You can do that.
Oh, I'm doing these add ups real quick.
Okay, yeah. That's it.
You keep mentioning this windmill. Let me let you know something.
Yeah.
And let me put you on real quick.
Reverse
Go ahead.
360 windmill.
Windmills, and we're just talking about slam dunk contests, and we're talking about what it means to compete in a slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the status, right? And we're talking about, like I said, these kinds of things, the people passing the torch. Nobody wants to watch Matt McClung dunk. You keep focusing on the dunk he's doing. It's not about the weird dunk that he's doing. Oh, look what he did. No one's done that before, that he rehearsed 10,000 times in his gym somewhere. That's not what's about. When Dominique Wilkins does a windmill dunk, it looks different because Dominique Wilkins is doing it, man. Go watch the video. Matt McClung don't look like Dominique Wilkins. I don't care what dunk he's doing. It's the difference, my man. It's different. When Dr. J is dunking the ball, it's different. When Michael Jordan's dunking the ball, I don't care if he's doing a quote-unquote basic dunk. It's different because of the way that they move in the air. It's the creativity is what I was trying to tell you before. That these guys don't have. That's why they have to think about these dunks in their minds. And be like, yeah, I'm going to practice and do some really crazy dunk that no one else has seen before, and I can do it. It's not really impressive.
Okay, but let me ask you this though. You think the audiences today?
Don't ask me nothing. Just say, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I just want to know: do you really believe?
Does Matt McClung look like Dominique Wilkins? Just say I'm right.
Does he look like Mac McClung?
What I'm saying is, when he dunks the ball, do you get that same feeling?
From his height, yeah, I give it to him.
Yes, bro.
From his size, that man is
over
short.
Somebody else like that, Spud Webb. Who
Spud
did
Webb
Spud
does not
Webb
better
beat to
than
win the
himself.
contest? Who did Matt McClung go against to win the contest? He didn't go against nobody. That's the whole point here. The guys are not out there. He didn't beat Zion Williamson. He would not be a dunk contest champion if the real dude showed up.
But hey, think about what you just said. If that's imagination, you don't know what would have happened.
That's why your era is weak.
We
Because your
got
boys
better
ain't showing
dunks than
up.
you.
They not showing up.
Ben.
Okay.
Oh,
do you really
wow.
believe any dunk Dominique Wilkins did is better than anything we've seen in the last 3-4 years? If
Once
it's not a
again,
better
you see,
dunk, that's the whole point
once
of the
again,
argument.
you try to change the subject. I told you, when Dominique Wilkins does a dunk, it's different than Dominique Wilkins does those dunks in games. Where's Matt McClung at in the NBA game?
We talking about the dunk contest, though.
You didn't want to say his name? Say his names. Muggsy Bogues, the shortest player in NBA history to average a double-double in the NBA. LeBron James never averaged a double-double in a season. So when we talk about these things like that, come on, man.
I get where you come from. I just at the end of the day, who got better dunks? If we talk about the dunk contest, we're not talking about in-game dunks.
All right. So
I said he was doing dunk contest dunks in games. Matt McClung's not even in the games.
So Mel,
what you got?
So out of a potential 30, right? I gave him 10 for each segment we did in that round. Out of a potential 30, I got Transformer in the lead right now with a score of 29. I got Bruce in second with a score of 28. I got World Breaker in third with a score of 27. And I got Rob in last with a score of 25.
Mine is slightly different.
What you got?
Right. So when they first did their opening statement, I was really impressed with the points and the quality of points and the amount of points made by Bruce and World Breaker. Bruce was number one, World Breaker was number two. It was very hard for me to figure out who was 3 or 4 between Robin and Transformer. But Robin made.
I'll be fourth again. It's all good. It don't matter.
Robin made the
because
less.
the video footage says otherwise. I know
Hold on,
This is what I do out of here, man.
I like Rob.
No. Your points was quality as well. You just made the least amount of points.
I educated.
You did, like all y'all did, but you made the least amount of points. So I put Transformer third for that reason and Robin fourth for the opening statements. Yes. Now for when they came in to do
the trash and other errors.
Yeah. When they came to come against the other errors, and then for their rebuttal,
World Breaker was one, bro. He pissed us all off. When you do that, bro, you got to get one, dog.
Yeah, but some of his stuff wasn't factual though.
Okay,
some of his stuff wasn't factual. So
I tried to help you out, World Breaker, bro.
Like what? What I missed it?
Without getting into all the details, I have Bruce number one after round one.
Mm-hmm.
So the 90s number one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, but I got World Breaker number two. I have no clue how he's pulling this off, dog. Because he got the worst error. He got the worst error, man, but he was spitting. And I got Transformer 3 and Robin 4 so far. That's what round one. Now, when I go to the vote, so far how many votes we got in? Y'all got to bring these votes in right now. I got 47%, 49% for the 90s. I got 30% for the 2000s, 2015 to 2025, 3%, and 20% for the 80s. So World Breaker is in last place for the votes.
With the popular vote.
So what was your one?
We're gonna call that. We're gonna call that the popular vote.
Yeah.
What was your one? What was your 1 through 4, Chris?
So my 1 through 4 is Transformer, Bruce, World Breaker, and Rob. I'm sorry, Rob. I'm sorry.
So wait, who won the popular vote?
Y'all do me like this. It's all good though. I always
did, Bruce.
Man.
After the show, I could explain my score.
No chair. Ever.
Yo, World Breaker, I don't know if you were hearing me, man. I was saying, I think I was muted the whole time, but no, I was saying real quick that you said that the players today have better handles. They absolutely do not. They're allowed to carry and travel by the rules in the rule book. They're constantly being allowed to carry. That doesn't mean you have better handles. That means you're allowed to do stuff. That's not better handles, bro. You need to go look that up. That's not
Hold on.
Hater.
What? Hold on, because I just watched the game. There was a guy by the name of Sadell Threat. He's doing step backs. I see Allen Iverson coming down there, yanking the ball, and they carrying it.
No doubt.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing, though.
This
is the thing, though. Have you ever? Hold on.
No.
Hold on, I'm talking to him. Come on now. Hold on. Can I ask you a question though? Have you ever went to the gym and tried to execute a double step back with the defense guard you? That's not easy to do.
No, because when I learned how to play basketball, that was a travel.
Right.
Did you know?
But you don't know how hard it is to execute though.
Doesn't matter how
defense
hard
in front
it
of
is.
You have to get in the gym and practice it to master it.
It doesn't matter. The move is not legal by the rule book. It doesn't matter how many times you practice an illegal move.
Yeah, sometimes, but not all the time they try. Sometimes, not all the time.
Bro, there's
every time James Harden started doing that, every single one of them was a travel.
Not every single one, because if you go, hold on, because you can even see what James Harden is saying. He was in the gym with referees getting his moves validated.
That's fair. You believe it, and you believe it.
No, but the rule is hold on.
The rules changed.
The rule, but this is the thing, though. The rule is
I give him that. Rules changed.
Not two balls.
Rules never
the
change.
Ball isn't gathered until you got two hands on the ball.
Do you know
so when he stepped back, this gather step don't count till he put two hands on the ball.
The gather
so that means he can shuffle his feet until he puts two hands on the ball.
I'm done.
Hey, y'all, we got a caller. Jeff, what's good?
Man, y'all, Chris needs to get examined. I don't know what kind of milquetoast crap he coming up with. How you got that big lip joker in there talking about he's number 2? Ain't no freaking way in the world. Ain't no freaking way in the world.
Who's the big lip joker?
You gonna sit up here and say that something ain't that it's hard to do because it is illegal. Oh,
It's not though.
Oh, it's shame on you for making cheating hard. Oh my God.
You know what?
Hold on. I didn't. Hey, hold on, Jeff. Hold on, Jeff. Jeff, I didn't have World Breaker number 2.
I got. I got World Breaker number 2.
Mel got World Breaker number 2.
Chris.
Okay, I think it's funny. I would like to see. I would like to see everybody on this panel go to the gym right now and try to do that move. I would like to see y'all try that.
Why would I try to do an illegal move, World Breaker?
This ridiculous.
Because it's legal now.
Exactly. Like, come on. So you telling me Hakeem never traveled?
Listen, World
he
Breaker.
did.
And y'all say he got the best footwork.
Can I educate you again, World Breaker, real quick, man? Listen.
I can show you clips of Hakeem literally in the gym showing Carmelo how to travel. He's traveling while he's showing people moves.
No, he's not traveling. Why you think he's such a great master of footwork?
Why do you think they cracked down on the spin move in the mid-90s on Michael Jordan and Hakeem?
Oh,
his coaches was complaining about it.
Oh,
Yo,
my
you guys gotta take points off of this stuff. These are narratives and lies. Yo, World Breaker, come on, man.
Exactly.
These narratives you heard right, man. What are you saying here?
We gotta get to the next part of the show.
Matter of fact, World Breaker.
He literally pulled some shit out his ass just now.
Who are your favorite players in the current era?
Hold on, Jeff.
That's huge.
Pause.
World Breaker, 2 of your favorite players in the current era right now travel. Name them.
Caller from Illinois.
Jason
What's
Tatum.
up? Hold on, let me see if I can get this call in.
I like Tatum, but he does travel a lot.
I don't even have the strength to do pull-ups anymore.
I hate you.
Yes, you do, man. You gotta get that. Get that edge.
Caller, what's up?
This is insane.
Come on, pull-ups, man. Come on.
Caller.
You do pull-ups. I'm gonna do push-ups. I got you. Come on. 10 pull-ups. I got the push-ups.
All right, y'all ready for round 2?
Yeah. Hey, but none of that count towards my points though, because we just
no, that was
we just bullshit.
Because if it kind of towards your points, you would have failed dramatically.
Yeah, caller, can you hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, what's going on,
There you
dog?
go.
What's up?
Good, go ahead. What's poppin'?
Yeah.
Well, Breaker, man, you tripping, bro. You tripping hard, dog.
What?
You is tripping hard. So let me ask you this, World Breaker.
Yeah, I'm listening.
If I was allowed to hand check Steph Curry, how many points you think you average?
Have you Steph Curry get hand checked all the time? He's like one of the most foul players in the league right now.
Bullshit, man. Bullshit. No. Bullshit.
So you telling me people just rolling over and letting him drop 50 on him?
Well,
Steph Curry be Dale Curry in this era. Dale Curry.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. You got to take into account Curry can play off screens.
Okay, he can, World Breaker, but check this out. Look up Stu Jackson's comments on the rule changes in 2004. He was the vice president of basketball operations, and he is on record saying that they changed the rules to benefit the offensive player. Yes, allowing freedom of movement. You didn't read about that, did you, in all your research? Allowing more freedom of movement to allow the offensive player to do more. It's a fact. They changed the rules for the offense. Yes.
Every era got rule changes for offense. So if that's the case, nobody era should be great offensively other than the beginning.
All right, man.
So they didn't change the rules for offense in the 90s either?
Okay. You got it, man.
Hey, caller, man. Thanks for the call, bro.
He got it. Everybody gonna call just to say something to me.
Rules changed in all the eras.
Caller, what's up? You the last caller. What's up?
Yeah, I gotta say one thing. Bruce should be penalized on the Euro aspect, and because he didn't name the first good Euro players, he jumped right over Barcelona's Petro and Vlade.
Well, no, I said Petro and Vlade. Yeah, I said them.
No.
Right about Barcelona, Detlef Schrempf, those guys. I got you.
To me, it's a tie between Transformers and sports fitness. World Breaker, your era is total trash. Didn't they bring Mac McClure into the league just to be in the dunk contest? He was a G League player, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
It don't matter where he came from. It matters what he did, though, right?
No, they let him in the league to put some spark in the dunk contest.
You're not getting it, World Breaker.
It's about the dunks, though, y'all. That's what y'all not getting.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Back when everybody
So
else
should we just stop dunking in the dunk contest if it ain't about dunks?
back when everybody else learned how to play basketball, it was a 1.5. It went from 1.5 to 2. Now it's to 2 to 4, 5, 6. So
all right, man. Appreciate the call, man. We go move on to round 2, man.
It's about the players doing the dunks. That's why it fell off, because the main guys weren't doing them. It don't matter what dunks these lame ass dudes are doing. Don't no one give a damn about this nonsense, man. Stop it. You lost your damn mind. You came out here with some nonsense, man. You talked about the skills of these guys, man. Those guys think they have skills. You talk about the defense. Oh, it's hard to play defense now because the offenses are so smart. No, they're not. Do you watch basketball?
Right.
These guys are freaking idiots out there on the court. They got bonehead play after bonehead play. Low IQ defense after low IQ D. Stuff that I watch on TV in the pros. If we did that in the streets, dudes would not want you on their team. They'd be, dude, what are you doing out here? You're not covering anybody. Switching everything is not playing defense.
That's not smart defense at all. No, it's not.
I got it.
That's how you end up.
All right, so look, let's start with round 2. Round 2 is gonna be open forum. I'm gonna let these boys bully it out, and we just gonna be observant. If I need to step in because y'all over talking to each other, I step in. But I'm gonna give y'all 15 whole minutes.
This is the best team, best player, all that stuff.
Dynasty, best coach, all that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
okay.
We're gonna start with that, and it's open.
So we just openly talking now.
It's open forum on the topic that we throw out there.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
All right.
And the first topic is the best team in y'all era.
Easy work.
Go.
Easy work. Best team in my era is the 1996 Chicago Bulls, 72-10. Real best team of all time, right? Not the Warriors who went 7-3-9 and coughed it up in the finals with a little help from the front office of the league. But that's beside the point. We're talking about the 72-10 Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan going 15-3 through the playoffs and really just doing that work. That's the best team of all time.
In my opinion, I don't think there's a such thing as a best team of all time, because at the end of the day, you technically can't see them play against each other. And we don't, and they never, you don't have players who play on the same teams or play under the same circumstances. So, like I see where we going with this, but I don't see how that can prove who got the best era because they had a best team.
Man, just pick a team.
Sounds like an era. That sounds like a response from an era with no best team.
The Denver Nuggets.
I could go with the Warriors: KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond Green, Andrew Bogut, Andre Iguodala off the bench.
That shit was dominant. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit was just one-sided as hell.
They were so good that we changed the rules to where you couldn't stack teams in the same manner.
Who? What team?
The Warriors.
The
Steph
Warriors.
Curry, KD. Like, people just said it was unfair.
What year?
What was that?
2017,
2017,
18.
2017, 2018.
2017, 18. They changed the CBA.
That's the best team of my era. That's all I'm saying.
I want you to understand the best team of your era was down by 20 plus in the third quarter to the LaMarcus Aldridge, Kawhi Leonard Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. Ooh. They were getting manhandled. I was watching that game live. I don't know how old you were at the time. In 2017, I was watching that game live. Like that version of the Warriors had no answer for Kawhi Leonard. They had zero answer until Zaza Pachulia came out there and ruined that man. That was it. That was a turning point of the series. They were getting blown out. I was watching that series thinking to myself, damn, they're blowing these dudes out. I couldn't believe it. Everyone in the broadcast was like, yo, Kevin Durant, they had no answer for Kawhi Leonard. No answer for this man. So, yeah, I respect the 2017 Warriors, but they're overhyped, man. As an unbeatable team that I'm not really respecting like that. And when you talk about the Warriors overall, their dynasty to me could be questioned at best because the 2015 version of the Warriors, the 2016 version of the Warriors, I mean, my God, we talk about LeBron James, how many times they were up 2 games to 1 in 2015. And what happened? They blew it to these dudes. And that was without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. So we've talked about that, man. For me, the 80s, I would pick either the 86 Celtics, or the 87 Lakers, one of those teams, maybe even the 83 Sixers. But that's the beauty of the 80s. The legendary teams. You talked about the top evidence. You talking about teams. You talking about the Sixers with Dr. J and Mo Cheeks, man, and Bobby Jones, man. Come on, man. Moses Malone.
Great teams.
Only thing I didn't like, he tried to say because they almost lost to the Spurs. Last time I checked, a win is a win. It ain't about what it could have been, and they won. Did they win? No. Move on.
If they weren't down by 25 in the third quarter, then you could say that. My point is valid, 100% certified. Because when he went down, they were getting blown out. It wasn't a close game. And you're like, hey, man, maybe they had a chance. They had no answer. I watched it, man. You were 10. How old are you, 11?
You don't even you can't base it off of woulda, coulda, shoulda, or if. You can only judge by the results.
It's not a woulda, coulda. It happened. We saw Kawhi Leonard go down. They were down 25. It was. I'm giving you facts. You can feel you want about it. Feel about it. Those are factual statements.
90s, 2000s. Y'all want to jump in here sometime?
I mean, well, I was just letting them boys cook.
I did mine. That was easy work.
Because for me, my era is just pretty simple. It was the 2001 Los Angeles Lakers. When you want to talk about just sheer dominance in the playoff run, how does 15-1 sound? How about wiping out multiple 50 to 60 win teams in that same time span? How about two of the best players of all time? We consider Shaq the most dominant force in NBA history, don't we? Did we not mention the airness, the second coming, the true Jesus to God was Kobe being Bryant? Are we serious?
Was that the year that Dominque rigged that for the
You want to talk rig? You want to talk facts? You want to talk speculation or innuendo? You want to talk facts?
Transformer?
You want to come to me with facts?
I'm giving you facts because Dominque admitted that he rigged that game against the Game 7 against the Kings for the Lakers. He's on wax in court admitting that under oath, bro.
I got
speculation.
One game? What game?
Bro?
It was a pivotal game, brother.
Okay, how many other teams did he do this for? So if that's the case, he survived a lot of different eras, didn't he? So if that's the case, a lot of freaking championship runs that need to be nullified, don't we?
Hold on. Wasn't he in the 90s too, Donnie?
I believe so. What I'm saying is this, though. You are lauding.
Did he?
Transformer. Listen.
So he could have called that Mike Pushoff, on Utah.
Hold on. I don't know if he was ref in that game, but the point I'm making is you're lauding the Lakers, saying that was the best team. They went 15-1. They did steamroll through the playoffs, but that doesn't happen if what we know for a fact, not woulda, coulda, shoulda, as World Breaker says, not speculation as you're saying, but we know for a fact, as admitted under oath, that he robbed the Kings and cheated for the Lakers to win that game. So that's what I'm saying. So
are those the same years?
Was that a great team? Yes.
You're talking about 2022.
I don't think those are the same years.
15-1. What you cheating for?
Was that
15-1? They only lost one game. How could you cheat?
Right. Yeah, you're right. Because that was incorrected. You're right. Yeah, because the one was out in game one.
That might be a point, Bruce. That might be
a
point. Because I'm like 15-1. What did he see written?
That might be a point.
Dominance. Okay, just the sheer and utter dominance of a period of time of the playoffs to where you couldn't touch me. It took Baby Iverson to drop a miraculous masterpiece in game one. After that, we said, son, how you like your steak? How you like your steak? Medium well? Serving them up nice and high. You like mashed potatoes? You like broccoli? Guess what? Clamps, buckets, Dikembe Mutombo. How you like the rim? You like the backboard shattered, or you want the breakless backboard? Which one, the breakaway backboard? Which one you want, Dikembe? Shaq did that. Shaq, the most dominant force in NBA history, right there. Kobe, the second coming of Michael Jordan, right there. The most dominant run, 15-1. You couldn't do nothing to them. Nothing. Best team, my era.
Which era had the best player?
Wait. Hold on, wait. We haven't heard the best team from the 80s.
No, I said it.
Did you?
Yeah, he said
he named three. He named three of them. He said pick one. Lakers, Celtics, Sixers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You said that.
Mo Cheeks.
Is that fair? You got to pick a team. It didn't say teams. It wasn't plural.
That's his flex. He said it was so many of them.
That's the beauty of the 80s, baby.
That's funny. He said the 86 Celtics.
Once again, man, when you talk about the matchups, man, them Lakers would have been in trouble, man. The Lakers would have been in trouble, man.
What, 2001 Lakers?
Yo.
Yeah, that front line.
Who's stopping Shaq?
86
that
Celtics.
Front line of the Lakers. Oh my goodness, that front line of the Sixers. You in trouble, man. You in big trouble. Dr. J. Bobby Jones and Moses Malone.
Who's stopping Shaq?
Shaq go get 50. That's cool.
Who did Shaq play in the finals that year?
And the rest of them boys. That's cool.
Who's stopping them?
Yeah, Shaq ascended when all the great centers started to be a little bit out of there, right?
No. All the great centers. We talking about the Celtics and what was the other team?
And the Lakers.
The Lakers.
Who's stopping Shaq?
That's cool. So Shaq gonna have to go.
Moses Malone.
Moses Malone ain't stopping Shaq, bro.
Dennis Rodman was giving Shaq problems, wasn't he?
2001 Shaq. We ain't talking about Orlando Magics.
That was the
you talking about two different teams. You talking about two different teams.
Orlando Shaq was something else, man.
And he was in his prime with the Lakers.
People don't even understand how good Orlando Shaq.
Okay, athleticism, but when you would want to talk about, I'm gonna move you out of my way because you just can't slow me down. That was the Lakers. That was the Lakers. When he donned the greatest franchise in history, he said, "Stop it, move out my way." He said, "Stop it, move out my way." Come on, 11 rings with Bill Russell. Come on, that's old ancient history. Y'all don't win consistently like we do.
Don't forget about Andrew.
Every era.
Andrew Toney would have been out there. He'd have been going nose to nose with Kobe. Andrew Toney.
Okay, Devil from Fifth. All right. Yeah.
He was
I got a question.
What's that?
Out of all our teams, who had the most talented finals opponent?
Why do we? Well, so okay, wait. So let's reevaluate because I know your generation loves to do that, World Breaker. Y'all love to talk about, well, they didn't have to play such. But what you don't realize is that super teams aren't necessarily the best teams, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
In the previous era, teams were constructed one, maybe two superstars and really good role players around them, excellent coaching, right? These were teams. People don't realize how good the Utah Jazz were that Michael Jordan played in the finals. People don't realize how good the Sixers were, how good the Suns were, how good those and deep those Blazers teams were. The Blazers were, right? People really don't understand. They just say, well, because, they didn't have, 3 or 4 Hall of Famers on the team, which some of them did, but just, at different levels. But people just look at that and say, oh, Mike didn't play anybody in the fight. Yeah, no. So what y'all like to do, I saw where you were going immediately. Well, LeBron had to play against such and such with Golden State. Yeah, that doesn't make a great team. Yeah, they got talented players. They got Hall of Fame players. That doesn't mean those were great teams. It's not what that means.
You said a lot, but you ain't answered my question, though.
So repeat your question for me.
So everybody who got their team, I want to know who had the toughest finals opponent out of all our teams.
See, man, World Breaker. Hold on, Bruce. Hold on. World Breaker. Hold on, man. You have to think about this. This is how you have to think about basketball. It's not just about the end result, the finals. We educate people on how you got to the finals. That's a very important conversation. Those are the things you have to talk about. It can't just be, who did you play in the finals? How great were they versus the team? You yourself just said you can't pick the all-time greatest team. So how can you then ask who the greatest rival or opponent in the finals? It doesn't make sense. What we talk about is your road to get there. That's what we're talking about. The conversation when Bruce is talking about the 90s era in particular, you have to talk about the Eastern Conference. You know how hard it was to make the finals for the Chicago Bulls. You're talking about some of the greatest teams in one of the greatest conferences. I did a video. I know I'm going off right here, guys. My bad, man. But I talked about the balance before, about the 90s, right? When we talk about balance, the 90s was so balanced east to west that when you look up the head-to-head matchups, Eastern Conference versus Western Conference, it's a 2-game difference. The Eastern Conference won 2 more games than the Western Conference throughout the entire 90s. When you do that same thing from 2005 to 2015, for the East to West, it's over a 400-game difference from the West to the East. They were dominating a weak Eastern Conference all of those years, man. It wasn't balanced. That's what you have to mention. Just to make the finals was very hard during these times.
You said a lot. But nobody still answered my question, and I wonder why.
I made the point. You wasn't listening. That's the problem. You have to remove your hair from your ears.
Real talk. To be fair, somebody probably should answer that question. I mean, I mean,
I just said he just told us he couldn't pick a team. I don't think there's a greatest team. How are you going to ask who's the greatest finals opponent? You sound ridiculous.
I just want to know who had the toughest finals matchup. That's all I want to know.
What I'm saying, World Breaker, that's a perspective thing. Because it depends on how, if you ask me that, it depends on how I evaluate the finals opposition, right? Mm-hmm. It depends on what I value. I know what you value because I've talked to people like you with your mindset. Talent. I know what you value. It's not just talent, right? Okay, fine. You say talent. I say talent plus team construction plus chemistry, all those things, right? So that could mean that you have, even though they didn't win, the super deep 92 Blazers or the 96 Sonics could have been a better team than those Golden State Warriors that you talked about with Steph and Clay and KD and Draymond, right? Even though that team had 4 Hall of Famers on it, right? But that doesn't mean that they're the best team. So I know I'm not giving you the answer that you want, but
because you can't, but it's okay.
It's a matter
of it is a tough question because we're talking about an entire 10-year worth of championships, and you asking which one lost the championship that was the hardest team. You get what I'm saying? You asking who faced the tougher competition in the championships. That's a tough question because there's 10 teams to pick from, 10 losers.
But everybody was picking one team, and you said pick the greatest team.
Okay. So from the greatest team that they picked, which one had the toughest competition?
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to figure out.
So for that great Lakers team, they played Philly,
led by Allen Iverson.
With Allen Iverson, and the team you picked was Golden State. They played LeBron. And the Cavs.
Steve.
Right.
Time out. Because this is what we're not about to do.
Yeah, because you don't want to do it.
The Lakers beat their finals opponents on the way.
You know the Sixers is not better.
Young bull. Listen up.
Go ahead.
Listen up. That 2001 Lakers team, they beat the finals teams on the way to wipe out the Philadelphia 76ers.
That's a fact.
You want to talk about the Spurs with a number 1 team in the West? I believe they had 58-24 record.
And they swept
them. Swept them. You want to talk about the Kings? 55-27. Swept. Mavericks, 53-29. Swept. We swept those boys.
Yeah.
No competition was against that dominant force. So don't just leave it to Philly, because Spurs is one of the best dynasties known to man. Led by one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach of all time, and Greg Popovich swept them. Timmy Duncan, the big fundamental, got swept.
Yo, World Breaker, you see what Transformers doing right there?
I see what he's doing. He's not answering my question. I answered a fair question. He want to go to the first round. He want to go to the third round.
Answer my question.
I asked y'all a simple question. Why is nobody answering my question?
In 2021, we played Philly. In 2021, we played Philly.
And the point that he made right there is he's showing you and highlighting to you that when the Lakers got to the finals, they were battle tested, right? So when we talk about a lot of these quote-unquote, who did you play in the finals? Those guys, those teams that we mentioned, when they played in the finals, the team that they met up with was battle tested. They had already been through competition to get there. A lot of the teams that you're talking about, they didn't beat no legendary teams to get to the finals. Yeah, you might want to say, who did they play in the finals? But you're not talking about the road to get there. And once again, we're talking about different things. What's your criteria for a great team in the finals? Are you talking about not having home court advantage? Are you talking about the team that you're playing against? What are you talking about? There's different things. Are you talking about the format? The finals format changed. It used to be a 2-2-1-1-1. Then it went to a 2-3-2. So what format are you talking about? In the 90s, that's a difficult format. In the 80s, to win in a 2-3-2 format, if you're going against a formidable team on the road, like a Utah Jazz in 1998, and they're the oldest team in history to win the championship, that seems pretty damn hard to beat the Utah Jazz at that point, doesn't it?
Mel, did he ever answer my question?
What
year are you picking?
Y'all sound just like Preach. I didn't ask you about the first round. I didn't ask you about the third round. I didn't ask you about the regular season.
What year are you picking for the Warriors?
What?
What year are you picking?
We're going to pick the one that faced LeBron.
Which one? There was multiple years. Know your years. Know your years. Know your years. Which one?
Well, they had LeBron and Kyrie.
That was 3 years. That was 4 years in a row. Which one?
The Warriors 2017. Was that 2017?
Do you know?
I don't know. Off the top, let me see.
Oh,
we can just find out. What are you saying?
Because I know who my team beat.
No, you gotta lose points on that.
I know who my team beat. They swept the 50-win teams to get to the mountaintop. They swept them.
But you know what team I'm talking about, though.
2017. The Cavs.
That's 2017?
You answered the question. You saying 2017? Oh, you got to go check again, Chad. Chad, he got to go check again. He got to go check again. Let me catch up on this damn football game. What are y'all talking about?
The 87 Lakers beat the Celtics in the finals.
Okay, Transformer. Let me ask you a question.
Robert Parrish, they beat the 87 Celtics in the finals. The 87 Lakers. All right, that's who they beat.
Yeah, let's relax on that.
Can I ask you a question?
We ain't gonna talk about the Boston Celtics.
Do you want to compare? Do you want to compare the roster of the Cavaliers to the Sixers? You want to do that?
Let's do it. Let's compare them to all of the teams that the Lakers beat. Because you're just talking about the finals. I want to talk about the journey. See, you ready to skip? You ready to skip? You ready to travel just like they do in the 2020s to get to the finals? How about the journey? The playoffs is in its entirety.
I think that's a loaded question, though, World Breaker.
But this is the thing, though. I asked them the question first. They never answered my question. They talked about everything, but everything I asked them.
World Breaker.
We're gonna move on.
Because we did answer this question. We just didn't answer
the only Transformers, the only one that said this team.
Disingenuous. I told you
I picked my year because I knew my year.
The all-time great team, and you're asking for the greatest finals opponent. You sound insane. Stop it right now. Go in the corner right now. Mute this fool.
I'm insane, but you won't answer my question.
Answer the question.
Hold on, listen. We done with it. We're gonna move on.
You for 10 whole minutes.
Listen, tell me about the league overall in this decade. Tell me why it's the best. I mean, talk about the rules, talk about the play style, talk about the parity with the talent and all that stuff, man, and the competition. Tell me about all that stuff. Tell me why your decade is the best decade overall.
All right,
I can go.
Okay.
My bad. Go ahead, Transformer.
No. You got it, bro. Go.
All right, bro. Appreciate it. Obviously.
You got the teleprompter ready?
There's no teleprompter needed, man. Stop it. You're a fool. No, obviously, the greatest player of all time played in my decade, primarily, right? Dominated championship-wise in my decade, Michael Jordan. But it wasn't just about Michael Jordan. There were so many other all-time greats, right? For instance, remember I mentioned the Dream Team in my opening soliloquy. That is the greatest team ever assembled in the history of team sports. That was in the 90s, right? Okay, cool. The play style. This is the last era of the true dominant low post big man. So the game was played inside out. So you started seeing more 3-point shooting, not like to the ridiculous extent it is today, but you saw more of it because, you had more instances of double teams in the down low, the great bigs on the low block. And so they had to learn how to move the basketball to get open shots when those double teams came. But at the same time, you saw more wide and varied types of offense, right? Only one team really ran the pick and roll offense, the high screen and roll like what we see now. That was the Utah Jazz. You had a whole lot of different schemes and a whole lot of different coaches defensively and offensively. So that makes for a great amount of variance in terms of what you had to coach and what you had to coach against. You also saw, as I mentioned earlier, you saw elite mid-range and you saw elite one-on-one isolation skill players more so than today, right? Because you had to be, because you didn't have enough space to operate like you had today. So if you were an excellent one-on-one isolation player back then, you were basically able to get your shot off in a phone booth, which makes you more skilled because you couldn't dribble 1,000 times. You didn't get to carry, you didn't get to walk, right? Play styles. You had, as I mentioned, multiple different play styles. It wasn't just analytics driven, either get layups or dunks or shoot a ton of threes, right? How much elite coaching does it take, or how lazy is it? I guess we can ask the real question when teams today average 35 to 43 point attempts per game. That's not elite basketball. That's not elite coaching. All you're doing is looking for the three. You're coming down. You're doing illogical things like pulling up for threes on the break instead of getting to the rim and finishing, or getting to the rim and finishing and one. It just doesn't make sense. It's nonsensical. So overall, the 90s had the best. They had the best blend of outstanding defense, outstanding offense, mid-range three-pointers, more skilled players, as well as players that were specifically great at different things. See, when we try this positionless basketball, everybody can do everything. What we get back to is the old saying, I know you probably never heard this, World Breaker, jack of all trades, master of none. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Once again, man, Bruce coming with the fire, man, coming with the facts. You know, when we think about the 80s, you know, when I was mentioning in my opening, I talked to you guys about the innovation and the, you know, the expansion, right? The growth in the 80s and how we talk about the three-point line and where it is today. We talked about how it's been abused, you know, essentially these days, where everyone thinks that they're a three-point shooter now. People call it quote-unquote skills. All these guys can shoot and dribble now. No, they can't. They've lowered the standard. It looks like they can dribble, but they're carrying the ball. We talked about this stuff. I coach kids. When you coach young children, you lower the standard for them. So when I'm coaching my son in kindergarten, in first grade, in second grade, they're allowed to carry the basketball. They're allowed to travel to a degree. Why? Because they're children. They're learning the game. So we lower the standard for them. The rim is lower for these kids, right? So when you watch the guys out there today and people talk about how skilled they are, it's not really skill. It's not fundamentally sound basketball. They say, oh, this is what they say they can do. They ask this guy, oh, this guy said they can slide the foot here and poke the ball there and touch it there and slide it there. And yeah, they might say that they can do that. When you watch the game, that's not basketball. If you go to the street right now and do that, you're not getting away with that nonsense. When you look at a lot of this crap, you talked about the moving screens before, and you said they wanted to be physical, but they're talking about the moving screens. That's not basketball. It's if you want to set a hard screen illegally, yes, that's supposed to be your man on D calling it out to you. Anyone that plays defense on the street knows this. If someone's setting a pick and that dude's running you into it, and he don't say, yo, watch your left, watch your right, and you get your clock cleans, that's not a dirty basketball play. That's not a moving screen. That's a hard pick that you got, and your man ain't give you a heads up. So when you talk about, oh, these guys want physical ball, but they want moving screens, they're going to talk about, nah, that's not basketball, man. So I don't know, maybe you don't play it, but that's not basketball. That's not fundamentally sound basketball. What I watched in the 80s, and when you talk about what these guys were doing, you're talking about implementing a three-point line. You're talking about coaches having to, once again, institute that three-point line in their coaching, into their playbooks, into, once again, their play styles. So when you talk about balance, it wasn't abused. Some teams didn't shoot the three at all. Some teams shot it a little bit more. And that's what made the game beautiful. We talk about the post-up games. You don't have post-up games or fundamentally sound players if guys aren't going to college. If guys had a three-point line to fall back on and space the floor out for them, they had to work in smaller spaces and develop these fundamentally sound games and these moves and all of this stuff that they're teaching the guys now. I'm going to say something.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Lord have mercy.
The dog over there going
Who
crazy.
next? Who next?
You can hear it because I can't hear it when she says something. Take 2 points off.
Hold on, everybody got to get 2 points off. That's the case.
You talking about the dog?
No, I'm talking about the dog. No, I'm talking
Now,
about the dog.
earlier in the show, didn't we talk about biases?
Yes.
And you guys are showing a bias to a play style. Just because you don't like it don't mean somebody else don't like it either.
What
At
play
the end
style?
of the day, apparently y'all don't like the play style of pace and space, elite shooting, playmaking, passing. That's what this era is about at the end of the day. And y'all, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Every era went away from the roots of basketball in some form. When you watch the 50s, do they look like the 60s and 70s? No. When you watch the 80s, do they look like the era that came before them? No. Any era can say that, oh, well, we the original style of basketball. At the end of the day, change is inevitable. And just because you don't like it, don't mean somebody else don't like it either. At the end of the day, the NBA is still more popular. We got more money than y'all, more people more engaged than y'all. And at the end of the day, we're driven by narratives.
World Breaker, when you say more money, right? And
yeah,
so let's make this clear. The function of more money is just a function of the global game, which was opened up, as I mentioned, by the 90s, right? That's one. Two. If you're gonna talk about what is it? You said more money. Damn, I forgot the other thing. Oh yeah, you said the game is more popular now. You said that, right?
Yes, it is. It's not even close.
Okay, cool. Then why is it the most watched game of all time was in 1998? The most watched NBA game of all time was in 1998 when there were less people on Earth and less ways to watch it. Go ahead, you tell me that.
It doesn't matter. You're talking about one game. It's one game, sir. It's one game. And I'll tell you like this. I'll tell you like this.
Prove the NBA was more popular back then. The ratings show it. You can watch games now on TV. You can watch games on your computer, your phone, your tablet, whatever. You got way more ways to watch it and way more people to watch it. Yet the ratings are lower, even though they're counting all those different metrics. But the ratings are still lower. Why do you think that they're trying to come up with in-season tournament? That's one of the reasons. Why do you think they're trying to come up with new all-star game format? That's one of the reasons. People aren't watching. Now, you can talk about the TV deal because I know that's where you're going to go next. The TV deal, right? The $77 billion 11-year TV deal. That's not about people watching. That's about networks paying so that other networks don't get access to that content. That's how the television business works, okay? So you don't have to believe me. When we get off here, you can go do your research because the fact is more people watched the NBA back then.
Okay.
All right, let me add in this point. Does the NBA today or back in the day have more competition for consumers?
When you say more competition for consumers, what does that mean?
It means other sports. It means the elevation of football, college sports, women's basketball has evolved.
Women's basketball? You think women's basketball is competing with 90s NBA or some of these other eras?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's simply more competition for viewership.
No, stop it. Those sports have been around for years and years.
Yeah.
You keep coming with this nonsense.
Yeah, but they may have been around for years and years, but they weren't what they were today, though. Everybody is growing.
Well, if everybody is growing,
your point.
If everybody is growing, why can't the NBA can't keep up? Because they're getting ragdolled by the NFL, and that wasn't the case 30 years ago. That wasn't the case then. But they're getting destroyed by the NFL. You know that, and I know that. What I'm saying is this. It's very simple. Again, don't believe me. Go do the research. The NBA was more popular then than it is now, and that is why Adam Silver is trying to come up with all these gimmicks to make people watch again. Not my opinion, is what it is.
You said the TV rating system. Wouldn't that be the the Nielsen TV rating system?
Nielsen. But here's the deal, though.
Hold on now.
I'm surprised he knows that actually is. That's pretty cool.
Was it that created in 1954? The way y'all consume content in the 90s and prior is not the same way we consumed it today. The TV rating system is outdated. This is why they don't use the TV rating system.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
If nobody is watching basketball, why would they pay $80 billion for a product nobody's watching if they didn't get a return on it? That makes no sense.
You're talking about numbers and revenue. We're talking about popularity of the league. Listen, the most popular player right now is still Michael Jordan. He don't even freaking play. You sound insane making this argument, man. The more people are wearing his sneakers right now than any of your current player sneakers. You sound insane. You're talking about stupid numbers on a freaking TV and some nonsense revenue.
He brought it up first.
No. That's not popularity. You're so close to the league. LeBron James, when he goes out in public, he gets booed. They never booed Larry Bird. They never booed Magic Johnson. They never booed Michael Jordan. Are you serious?
You know what I love about this? You know what I love about this?
Hold on, Warburger. Before you go,
they boo him.
Before you go, I do want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So you said the TV system, the TV rating system is outdated, right?
Yes.
So your era has a game in the top 10 most watched by that era. You want to throw that out too?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. You judging Chris? Hold on, Chris. Don't throw nothing out there.
Yeah, you throwing nuggets. That's not fair.
Okay, but
I only had one day though. Come on, man. I only had one day.
Why y'all beating up on my boy, man? Y'all relax.
Hold on. Somebody in the chat said that Michael Jordan sneakers aren't selling no more. My wife just tried to give me the Gamma Jordan 11s for a surprise Christmas present. And she couldn't get them joints? What you mean they ain't selling? What world you living in? Michael Jordan sells coast to coast worldwide. The hell, where you at?
Hey, Robin, on another note, anytime you need Jordans when they come out, I'm in an area.
Talking about these Gamma 11s? Rob?
Look, hey, Robin.
That's what we doing?
You talking about these Gamma 11s?
Robin, I'm in an era where nobody likes Jordans over here. So the store,
I ain't even open the box yet, bro. I ain't even gonna bother.
By my house, they always got Jordans on the shelf.
And can we also talk about how they calculate the TV ratings under the Nielsen TV rating system? Can we talk about the
ratings?
World Breaker, you have a good point about the Nielsen ratings, right? But if you say they're outdated, you're forgetting one part. You know that today they also tabulate all the digital ratings, all the ratings for mobile devices, all of that, right?
Not the Nielsen TV rating scale.
No, what I'm saying is when they do the NBA ratings, they count all of that stuff because they want to be able to push those numbers to the TV, to the advertisers and whatnot, and say, hey, this is the amount of people that are watching. They tabulate and calculate all of those different rating metrics, right? And still, the NBA was more popular then. This is what I'm trying to tell you. More people were watching then, and there were literally less people to watch. There were literally less devices on which to watch it. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. But you're making a faulty argument because I get it. You want to rep for your error. We all want to rep for our errors. Yeah. Understood. But your argument is faulty. So I'm just telling you, go back to the drawing board with it.
I just want to, correct Robin. My fault. But you were wrong on one key thing.
I'm never wrong.
Now let me ask the question again. What did you say? Who's the leader in sneaker sales? You said Jordan right now?
I said someone said that Jordans don't sell, and I said I tried to get them joints, and them joints sold.
Okay. I thought I heard you say something else. This ain't got nothing to do with
I also tried to get a Michael Jordan jersey on Mitchell and Ness, and all of his jerseys were sold out. All of them joints.
Or you ain't getting them for no less than $300.
So once again, don't talk to me about Michael Jordan. This man ain't playing basketball, and he's more popular than your favorite player's favorite player. All right? Don't talk to me about this. Listen, man, I work in a school around teenagers, probably kids around your age. I don't see no LeBron James jerseys. None. And
you
shout out to
no one wearing his sneakers. Nobody.
Hold on, real quick. Let's move.
A pair of LeBrons or Jokic's either.
Jokic, you got some stuff that's out there.
People would rather rock the retro Barclays. They'd rather rock the retro Ewings. They'd rather rock the retro sneakers of some of these players from back in the day. I've seen people rocking the retro pumps, the D Browns. Come on, man. You talking about these guys ain't got swag and flavor like that? Them dudes in the 80s. Yo, think about Magic Johnson. Think about the swag of Magic Johnson. Y'all ain't got the swag like that right now. Y'all dudes are soft as hell wearing these tight-ass pants, these high-water pants. Out here
now he going at personal errors.
Out here looking like a
bunch
of
weirdos,
man. Wait, what era he talking about? Where are he talking about?
Where he talking about? Your boy wearing a short suit out here looking like a weirdo.
Oh, Westbrook.
Hold on. Did Dennis Johnson play in the 80s and the 90s?
Who?
Hold on, now this one thing I can't stand about y'all era. Y'all era always trying to act like y'all holier than
Dennis
that.
Rodman did wear a dress.
Hold on,
Dennis,
now.
Yo, see, so once again, you cherry pick one player. I can name.
I'm aiding him.
This era is soft and weak. And once again, Dennis Rodman is one of the grittiest, hard-nosed players in the history of the game. His game speaks for itself. Don't talk to me about your boys are soft on the court and off it.
All right, real quick.
Before we had Diddy parties, we had
hold on. We're gonna move, but I want to shout out Kadra from Just Simply Sports for saying what's up to us.
What's happening?
What's up? Yeah. And then we had a super chat that came in. I think we had two of them. $5 super chat. 2020s brought us Bronny James. That's all you need to know about this era. We have McClung because Stars and Kings scared today. Sheesh. Bronny James would be a backup dancer in the 2000s. Milli Vanilli, girl, you know it's true. World Breaker question: what's so good even World Breaker question was so good even he couldn't answer it.
Man, I was waiting for 10 minutes. Man, they was putting on the whole sermon for me, and I'm like, dang, is somebody gonna answer the question?
World Breaker generation is so delusional they don't even know they lying. Golly. World Breaker, show your shoe collection. Bet you don't got a single one of those generation he represent.
You know what that's called? That's called hypocrisy.
I ain't said nothing about shoes all day. That's y'all.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I said nothing about shoes.
Exactly.
I said nothing about shoes.
Doesn't that
That's because your boy ain't got no swag.
All right, Mel, what's next?
All right, y'all tell me why y'all got why your era produced the best players, the best coaches, and the best dynasties.
Well, seeing that I didn't get the chance to speak at all for the last go round, I guess I'll go here first.
Yeah.
All right. The 2000s, you said best coach. Boy, it's hard to pick one. You want to pick Phil? Or you want to pick the most winning percentage coach of all time? That is Mr. Greg Sir Popovich. You can't even say the name no more because it's now El Jefe. You talk about one of the greatest dynasty runners in NBA history. From 1999, and he kept competing all the way to about 2014, winning title after title after title, sustaining run after run after run, winning season after winning season after winning season, handing off Duncan Robinson Duncan Robinson over to Tim Duncan and getting Emmanuel Ginobili. That's why I'm messing up. I'm saying Tim Robinson.
You confused Duncan Robinson and
Duncan Robinson is a far cry from David Robinson. That might be a point, Transformer.
A point of a name mistake? I didn't get the information wrong.
See, now you cooked me early when I couldn't remember the team.
That might be a point, Transformer.
But listen, you had like I said, the greatest coach in winning his history, right? Revolutionizing the game of basketball. Yes, it wasn't sexy, but it was fundamental. And it got the job done every single time. You talking about Phil Jackson. Not only does he have ties to the 90s era, but he came in the early 2000s and won them 3 championships. He had to come back for the Lakers and for Kobe to get to the finals 3 consecutive times again. That's sheer dominance when you talk about the coaching aspect. You want to talk about the most diverse players to understand certain systems in a 10-year time span. We went from the post-dominant big ball with Shaquille O'Neal being the head honcho of that. You also had the fundamental system that Greg Popovich institutionalized for the San Antonio Spurs. Let's just go to the defensive first mentality of the Detroit Pistons, who took out an 04 Lakers team that had Kobe, had Shaq, had an old Gary Payton, had a Karl Malone. You're talking about a team that was just pure defense that just found a way to get it done. You want to talk about the ISO ball and the shot creation when it came to guys like the Allen Iversons, the Tracy McGrady's, the Kobe Bryant's, and then you insert guys like the Melos that end up getting drafted in 04 and 03 and started making those runs and making those ISO moments the biggest keys of basketball. You talk about the early space and pace in which the Phoenix Suns just want to run and gun all day, creating what paved the way for the 2010 era and the run and gun basketball that the Golden State Warriors so happen to adapt to win their multiple championships by going small ball and running you off the floor. You want to talk about the mix and match skill man big set when you want to talk about the Dallas Mavericks and Dirk Nowitzki. Yes, he wasn't the most athletic, but his skill set got it done. You want to talk about diversity? You are looking in the 2000s where all of that happened for those types of champions. You're talking about coaches who revolutionized the game. You're talking about coaches that had the winners record in this era. You're talking about the most systems completed in championship games in championship finals history in 2000. You want to talk diversity? You want to talk parity? That is the 2000s. It ain't just one way. We can do it anyway. Godspeed.
Did you write that down?
Well, I don't like writing.
That was off the dome.
Yeah, I don't like writing things down. I'm a freestyler.
Damn, you like that?
Yeah, I do this. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That was good. That was good.
All right. So we'll take it to the 90s. That's a tough act to follow, Transformer, but I'm gonna do my best. So we were talking. We're talking about great teams. Obviously, you have the 2-3-peat Chicago Bulls with a number of the top 10 teams of all time in those 2-3-peats, right? Obviously, we can make a pretty fair argument that the number one team of all time were the 72-10 96 Bulls. But we also have to talk about those back-to-back 94 and 95 Houston Rockets. Then we can talk about the beginning of the Spurs dynasty, which Transformers so ably mentioned just now at the end of the decade
era
with at the end of the 90s era decade with Tim Duncan and David Robinson. But we have to go back to the beginning of the era as well with the Bad Boy Pistons, who were finishing up their dynasty, their back-to-back, and their second title in 3 straight finals appearances. So you've got great teams. You've got great players. You've got Magic finishing up his legendary career. Larry Bird finishing up his legendary career. Isaiah Thomas finishing up his legendary career. Obviously, Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time. Hakeem Olajuwon stamping himself into a top 10 player, a top 5 player for me personally. Right? We have Gary Payton doing something we've never seen before or since, a point guard winning Defensive Player of the Year. Actually, Marcus Smart, pardon me, but the first point guard ever to win Defensive Player of the Year. We have the number 3 all-time leading scorer in history in Karl Malone, dominating. We have the number 1 all-time assist and steals man in John Stockton. We have incredible coaches. We have Pat Riley, who moved from the West with the Showtime Lakers and went more towards his own personality with the gritty and grimy New York Knicks, took them to a finals, couldn't quite get over the hump because of Hakeem the Dream. Then he goes to Miami and builds that into what they ended up becoming. So we've got Riles, all-time great coach. We have Pop taking over for Bob Hill after the destruction at the hands of the Rockets in the 95 Western Conference Finals, building that dynasty up in San Antonio. We have Rudy Tomjanovich with his back-to-back championships, more elite coaching. We have Jerry Sloan, who, God bless the dead, while he never won a championship, is one of the best coaches of all time. And whether World Breaker wants to admit it or not, I'm not sure he knows who Jerry Sloan is. Jerry Sloan, with his pick-and-roll offense with Utah, I know Transformer knows this, I know Robin knows this, I know Chris and Mel know this, is the architect.
Greatest pick and roll ever.
There we go. But guess what that is? The architect of what we see in modern basketball today, with so much high screen and roll action of just about every team trying to play the same way, hunting the mismatch, because Utah did it so extremely well. So we have elite Hall of Fame coaches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Pop, Phil, Riles, Rudy T, Jerry Sloan. Might be forgetting somebody, but we've got at least 5 right there, right? So you've got that. You've got multiple dynasties in that era, right? You've got you start with the freaking the Pistons. I'm sorry. You start with the Pistons, and then you go to the Bulls, then you go to the Rockets, then you go back to the Bulls, then you have the beginning of the dynasty, which would carry on into the 2000s with the Spurs. But what we're also forgetting is the 1996 NBA draft, which is arguably the greatest draft of all time, which had Kobe Bryant, which had Stephon Marbury, which had Allen Iverson, which had Ray Allen, bunch of Hall of Famers, right? Which had Steve Nash, right? One of the best drafts of all time. And guess what? All those guys that Transformer wants to take credit for in the 2000s, right? By the way, the year before, 1995, Kevin Garnett comes in. But why am I bringing up all those guys who we could argue were in their absolute peak prime in the 2000s? Because they were forged in the fire of the 1990s. The 90s birthed them. The 90s put them through. For instance, all of us here except World Breaker, we're all military, right? So what happens? You go to basic training or boot camp or whatever you want to call it, and they forge you into the sailor or the soldier that you will become, right? You got to go through that to become what you become. And that is what the 1990s did for Kobe and for AI and for Steph Marbury and for Ray Allen and for Kerry Kittles and for Steve Nash and for Sharif Abdurrahim and for Kevin Garnett. All these guys forged in the fire of the 1990s. So we have great players. We have great dynasties. We have great coaches. We have the international explosion, which I've mentioned before, of the Dream Team. All of this from the 1990s. I yield my time. Thank you.
Man. Yo, you know what's funny? I guess I'll use my turn since my man World Breaker, I guess, dropped out. You know, you guys went on and you guys spoke very eloquently about those eras. Neither one of y'all really, talked about rivalries, because When you think about rivalries,
great
you
point.
think about the 80s, man. You think about Bird and Magic. You think about the Celtics and the Lakers. But not only the Celtics and the Lakers, man. You think about the Celtics and the Sixers, which was a huge rivalry that people forget about. That's why I mentioned Andrew Toney earlier, a.k.a. the Boston Strangler. That was his nickname given to him. That's called a rivalry. You think about the birth of the rivalry between the Pistons and the Bulls. That started in 88, man, in 89, right? That's when that started. So once again, we have to give credit to the 80s because that's where these things started. You guys mentioned some of these coaches. You guys mentioned Greg Popovich, Phil Jackson, absolutely. What about Chuck Daly? You know, when you think about Chuck Daly, and, you know, no one mentioned Chuck Daly.
That's a good one.
I want you guys to think about Chuck Daly. He did something that Phil Jackson never did, that Pat Riley never did. Once again, shout to the 80s, Pat Riley. Something that Greg Popovich never really had to do. Chuck Daly took the Pistons from the bottom to the top.
Sure did.
Before he got there, they had never even made a playoff. Not with Isaiah Thomas, not with Bill Laimbeer, not with Kelly Tripucka, not with Vinny the Microwave Johnson. When Chuck Daly got there. So Phil Jackson got to the Bulls when they were fresh off an Eastern Conference Finals trip, right? Phil Jackson came to the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq. Did he not? He ain't take no team from the bottom to the top. He's an all-time great coach, arguably the greatest, but he never did that. Greg Popovich came to the Spurs. David Robinson goes down. They draft Tim Duncan. The rest is history. He never take no team from the bottom to the top. Chuck Daly was the dream team coach.
That's right.
Chuck Daly was that dude. Rest in peace to Chuck Daly. So once again, we talk about the rivalries, man. The 80s had rivalries, man. You had competitiveness. Like I said earlier, when you won a championship in the 80s, it counted, man.
I like it. Not because I did mention the rivalries in my opening salvo, right? But you know.
So we're talking about dynasties.
Coaches, players, dynasties.
Okay.
Why did your era produce the best coaches, players, and dynasties?
I don't think you said dynasties for when I went. You didn't mention dynasties. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's why he threw me off when he started talking coaches. I heard dynasties and teams.
Okay.
It was all three.
Okay. I'm gonna try to take it a different angle because I think you guys have to.
Systems. You had said systems and stuff like that. You said different kinds of things that teams were running.
Yeah, I know about the teams and coaching styles and coaches and players. Know about dynasties, but no, it's all good. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead,
I think my era is not to be judged by dynasties because the era we coming up in, they look at dominance as a weakness in the sport. When, just as I mentioned before, in the 2010s, the complaint was we tired of the Spurs and the Heat. We tired of the Warriors and the Cavs. We tired of LeBron going every year. The NBA listened to the complaints and they made it harder to not only assemble great teams, but to keep them together. The era may not have dynasties, but it is the most difficult to dominate in from a team perspective of winning.
I'm done. Yo, listen, man.
What you got to say?
Robert, you gotta let that man finish. Let that man finish, bro. Ahead,
no, this is open forum. Y'all ain't gotta let nobody finish. I don't know what y'all been doing.
Yeah, it's been open
the
whole time. We just here if it get a little too out of hand just to bring some order. But
this is just it's a harsh truth because that's how people look at it today. What do they say about Michael Jordan in the 80s and all these players? The first thing they say is, well, how do we know if great players from your era could win outside of their environment? How do we know what happens if y'all split up? And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying this is how people view the sport in our era. And the NBA has no choice but to give us parity, to give us trades, to make it harder for people.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you go. I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
When you talked about, why people complain about the dynasties or the matchups between the Cavs and the Warriors.
Right.
What you're missing is why were the Cavaliers there? Why would the Cavaliers keep going there? Didn't LeBron James go back to the Cavaliers with Kevin Love to team up with Kyrie Irving? So what we're saying is you're missing the bigger picture here.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't just weren't there because they were so great. He stacked the odds to be there. So he took away from the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls and the Indiana Pacers and the Atlanta Hawks. He took away from the competitiveness. You talked earlier about the popularity of the game. You talked about rivalries in the dynasties. The 80s had the biggest dynasties and rivalry, the Celtics and the Lakers. That wasn't bad for the game, though. It was good for the game.
Right, but it's a different group of people, though. The same things that satisfy you in the 80s don't satisfy the same people in the modern era.
It's not about me. It's not
and
me.
At the end of the day,
the league was lifted up. The league was lifted up, my man.
But it's a different group of people, sir. This is the 2020s. We're not like you. We like different stuff.
The league was lifted up. It was lifted up. What are you talking? You're talking.
It's not the same group of people.
No, that's fair. World breaker. That's fair. That's fair.
The league was lit. You guys have the commercials because the league was lifted up. Then, what are you talking about? Yo, Mel,
you're not trying to see what I'm saying. I'm telling you, what's good for you is not what's good for everybody else.
I don't even know who everybody else is. I know what you're talking about. I'm done with you. Don't talk to me no more. I'm done.
I get points for that.
I think he does. If you get somebody off this joint, I think he does.
What do you mean? What are you saying? You're not saying anything.
Hold on, Robin. I got this. World breaker. Here's the deal. What you're doing is misrepresenting why the league pushed for parity. The league didn't push for parity because they think that it's better for the game. They did that because people were disgusted by the cowardice exhibited by the team up super team mentality. Fans didn't like watching that. It was absurd. It ruined the competition, right? And your guy LeBron, because I can tell you're a LeBron guy.
Oh yeah, I like LeBron.
He of course I can tell that. You didn't need to say that. I know that. But the way he moved really destroyed competition in the league for a long time. Right. So not only was it that with the super team up mentality, it was the fact that he being the biggest cash cow was also constantly losing. So we're like, damn, we can't have that either. So it's not a function of, well, they just thought it's better for Pat. No. It's because people got disgusted with the moves LeBron was making, which then led to the cowardly move that KD made. Right. People got disgusted by all that. That was the bigger problem. And that's what you're missing. And I know
I agree with that.
Free agency means that people can go where they want to go, and free agency means exactly that. If you can do it within the rules, you can go where you want to go. That doesn't mean that you should shirk competition. And that is precisely what LeBron did, and then KD followed suit, and a lot of other players did it as well.
So ultimately, y'all punishing players for going to play with other great players. But every era of the championships y'all named, everybody played with great players. So if that's the case, whether you got drafted, whether you traded,
that's right.
Whether you got it through free, everybody played with great players.
It's not the same as directly colluding to avoid competition. I don't know how you
played with great players. Who said that no one played with great players? What the hell are you talking about? You're not saying anything. You're making up your own points. No one said no one played with great players. I'm saying
that's not what I'm saying. You're not understanding where I'm coming from. You're just trying to rant.
You whack. I said
you're just trying to rant.
Go join these dudes. Jordan ain't.
I'm not responding to you.
Bird didn't join his draft. He didn't join Magic.
He didn't have to because he came up under different circumstances and an environment than the other players. It's the truth.
But the mentality
Who
was
raised you, man?
Who
the hell raised you?
Okay, hey, let's wrap up jumping on my boy. I got shit to say. You two have just been jumping on World Breaker. There's plenty other things that's been said. Jesus Christ. Y'all just jumping my kid, bro. I want to defend him now.
Get to the 2020s. I didn't even get to the 2020s.
Go ahead,
now we get to the 2020s where everything is evening out. And now for the first time in like a long time, every year we have a new champion. That goes to show you the overall competition and growth of the entire league.
Okay. Denver Nuggets, Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, OKC.
And all those teams are about to lose their players because of the rules that are set in place from luxury tax, salary cap.
Luxury tax.
you got to be under the apron now. It's way harder to build
Why
dynasties.
is the apron there? Because these guys be finagling the rules and load managing, man. Why do they have all these gimmicks around the league right now? Why do they have a 65-game minimum? Why do they have all these guidelines for flopping? Why do you have an in-season tournament and a play-in tournament? Why do you have all these gimmicks? Because the league is weak. I don't even understand what you're talking about.
That's your opinion, but at the end of the day,
those are the
fixed
facts.
it.
They have them. Those are instituted. That's not my opinion on this.
Okay, give me an example. Give me somebody who's load managing.
Oh my God, I'm done.
Just give me an example, and I'm gonna tell you why he's low. Because I want you to say Joel Embiid. I want you to say Joel Embiid.
He said, "Who's load managing?" When the NBA came out with a guideline because they're load managing.
Just give me the player.
Dude, Mel,
you want to do Joel Embiid?
The chat, everybody in the chat. You put the load managers in the chat. Put them in the chat.
Well, World Breaker, come here.
Yeah,
they came up with a
listen.
65
let me say something real quick, Rob. Everybody's load managing. Why? Coaches are also making them load manage now.
You're right. They don't all have a choice, but I want to know what players he talking about because I've heard these conversations. Somebody say, "Well,
Joel
Embiid,
Kawhi
he's
Leonard,
load managing. Does he not have a history of injuries?
LeBron James.
Does Kawhi
load manage?
Is LeBron James not a sciatic nerve injury? Did he not have a history of injuries?
His entire career, kid.
Who?
He's been low managed his entire career.
LeBron James been low managed his entire career.
When was the last time LeBron James made an all-defensive team?
2016.
You weren't even born yet.
No.
That don't have nothing to do with load managing, though.
That's exactly why. Because when you watch him, he's doing this. That's not defense, my man. How many times you watched the game and the Lakers are playing 4-5? Where's LeBron James? I don't know. You don't know. No one knows.
Okay, but are we also talking about that players are injured more than ever before, and that's a problem now? They're low managing for a reason.
Go do a pull-up right now. I dare you.
Well, he's younger.
How did Larry Bird's career injury?
He's a kid, man.
Larry Bird lost his career to a back injury. A back injury. These injuries that these players are coming back from, y'all couldn't dream of coming back from.
Oh, really?
ACL.
Really, Roll Breaker? You saying that?
Okay. All right.
No.
Hey, listen.
I got you, Transformer.
Y'all have been constantly jumping on this man. Can I say something?
Because he's here lying.
You was talking that trash before we came on here. You was going to get into it, and now you want to start.
No.
Because this is constant. Now I can't even talk because y'all two are just jumping the man.
He's lying.
Roll Breaker, you just said that the injuries the players are dealing with now, the players back then couldn't dream of. And I'm here to correct you because Larry Bird was literally in traction before and after games. In traction before and after games. You've heard about how Larry Bird had to lay on the floor because his back was messed up, couldn't sit on the bench, but he was still out there handing out work. Don't do that, World Breaker. Don't do that. Do your history before you come in here just saying stuff. I know you're spouting your talking points that you hear. Do your history, young fella. Transform.
What he's saying is that back injury ended Bird's career, but Michael Porter Jr. came in as a rookie with that back injury. But that's science, though. Science is better.
Okay.
With the players.
The last 10 minutes
You just put a Michael
has
Porter
been
Jr. with Larry Bird.
cooking World Breaker by the 80s and 90s.
Honestly,
in the 2000s,
just because I
we
got
back here
to
chilling.
combat the
Right?
most
2000s back here chilling. Why? Because I just got one point to make because Bruce so adequately put up in his soliloquy. We have the 90s to thank for the Kobes, the Tracys, the Kevins. Well, you need to be looking to your right, partner. You need to be thanking Robin in the 80s. Because the same thing could be said about Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Hakeem Your Dream, David Robinson, Clyde Drexler. Those players were drafted when, Bruce? The 1980s. So I don't know how you were trying to make that a point against me saying that you forged from the 90s when the GOAT was forged from the 80s. And that's your era. Care to explain? Why do I get attacked when you can't even acknowledge that the fact that they were forged in Robin's era, not yours? battle tested, groomed. Right? Those are the words that you used.
I was just saying what I didn't attack you.
I felt disrespected, Bruce.
Made a statement. Are you easily aggrieved, Transformer?
I am. Because you made it seem like, oh man, you thank the 90s?
Yeah, I mean,
well, for the greatest GOAT of all time, you need to be thanking Sir Robin over here. So look to your right and say thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
See, you just mentioned the 84 draft. That gives me another point for the 80s.
Yeah.
Hey, so this the last topic for round 2, and then y'all can close with y'all closing statement. I do want to remind y'all that the winner is going to go home with all the super chats and all the cash apps that come in. So far, it's close to $100. So y'all keep those things coming in, so we can pay them pay the winner for their time. Right. Also, we need to read these super chats too. Chris, can you pull them up, Chris? And
I don't know how far back you missed, but
yeah. What else I wanted to say? And the votes that came in for round 1, they had 53% for the 90s, and so far for round 2, they got 61% for the 90s. I think they just like the 90s.
We got a lot of people born in that age and that era.
All right.
Yeah.
Amazing said, ask Robin why he made 4 videos about Brian today instead of MJ.
That's tough.
Wolfio said Phil raised the bar with 3 3-peats. No one has come close since.
I wish I could see the comments. Then again, I probably don't want to see them.
No, they stir frying you, young fella.
Boog said LeBron's shoes aren't as popular as Jordan because they are made bulky, performance-based, not lifestyle or fashion, and he still generate over $1 billion in sales.
But LeBron is number 1 in sales. So how is that true?
Now, I think not overall though.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
Dynasty,
you want to go back, the years are in his favor, but go ahead.
Dynasty used to mean minimum 1 3-peat. Did it?
No,
that's
not Dynasty. No, Dynasty was multiple championships in a short year time span.
In a set of time, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the media had to lower the standards so the current generation has a chance to compare.
Or continued like sustained excellence over time.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't
So
forget
like the Spurs, like they didn't 3-peat.
Don't forget the college coaches that help mold the greats that these kids nowadays don't use. WB, y'all generation don't have a single dynasty.
Hey, but I explained why though. And that was a fair point.
WB, your era is so trash. Your best players team up in threes, yet not a single one of them can barely repeat. And then WB eyes and brain lying to each other.
Y'all gotta stop cooking my boy, dog. Y'all cooking.
Hey, so that's it for round 2. I already scored mine. Listen, Rob and Transformer was neck and neck, but Transformer missed a segment where he didn't jump in. So I have Rob with a first place finish there, Transformer second. Bruce,
how is that my fault? Y'all moved on.
You didn't jump in. I mean, it was open forum. What am I supposed to do? How can I grade that?
Man, I need to get points. It was 2v1. Come on, gang.
You were in last place for this round,
bro.
Actually,
2v1.
Man, I ain't seen none of you for like the first 40 minutes.
Listen, actually, after 2 rounds, I got Bruce slightly in first place, and I got a straight up tie with Transformer and Rob, and Warburg is in last place because you had a last place finish and a second place finish. Rob had a first place finish and a fourth place last place. So first and fourth.
So I'm cooked. Ain't no coming back.
I mean, it's gonna be depending where you place it with your closing statement.
You're gonna have to throw a Hail Mary.
Yeah. It's gonna have to be a knockout. You need a knockout. And
don't send this to the judges.
Bruce, you got the lead. It's yours to lose. But Transformer and Rob is second place,
right there,
1 point behind you.
Okay.
So, and they tied. So, but you know, if y'all end up tied, then you got the votes in the chat, and then we got to see what Chris got y'all ranked at. But let me pull this clock up. 2 minutes closing statements. Run those super chats up, y'all. And then if we ever decide to do this again, y'all got to tell us how y'all want us to do it. You know, if you want us to do it different or anything like that. Closing statement starting with the person in last place, World Breaker. Go.
All right.
You got 2 minutes.
At the end of the day, I think I won this by a landslide because at the end of the day, all the other eras focused on small parts of their dynasty of their era, and I focused on the whole picture. The 2000s, he was focused on Shaq and Kobe the entire time. The 90s, honestly, you might as well give me some of them points because this whole argument was based on everything that I was saying. In the 80s, as I said before, yes, y'all were the beginning, but the beginning don't matter unless somebody continues from what started. This era, at the end of the day, is the most popular, the most competitive, and the best engagement of any era. None of us exist. This is not possible in any other era other than the 2020s, where if you don't like it, you have an opinion. If you love it, you have an opinion. And at the end of the day, that's how the game grows.
You got 55 seconds.
I thought you gave me the cutoff.
No, it's a fly in here.
That man been fighting that fly all night.
Let me hit pause. That fly has been. Hey, I got to get this thing out of here, man. For real, man. But my bad.
I've been kicking your ass, bro.
You got 50 seconds, Warburger. When you start, I start it back up.
Okay. Damn, I lost my train of thought.
My bad.
Damn. You can come back to me for the last 50?
No.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna start it. Start talking though. So
okay, I'll say. Then what else do I got to say?
You can end it. You don't got to take the 50 seconds.
Yeah, you don't got to.
Okay.
Your salvo is your salvo, brother. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Then at the end of the day, I think the most important part of basketball is the ability to adapt to what other people like and don't like. And I think the 2020s and the 2015 era did that better than any era. They faced the most criticism, the most media pressure. They changed the rules multiple times, not only to benefit us, but to benefit people from the past. No other era had that pressure. The media never put pressure the 80s to change in the same way that they did us. The 90s, limited change, limited growth. The 2020s, limited global growth compared to the 2020s. At the end of the day, the basketball will be dead if we didn't pick up where it left off.
Okay. The bars. Yeah.
Stop. You guys need to stop.
Hey, I had to do something, G's.
All right, I'll go.
Robin is disgusted, dog.
Hey, Robin G, look.
Robin hate the 2020.
Look, Robin.
No. No. But what you said, listen, the audio's out there. What you said is out there.
What I say? Hold on, what I say? I said balls.
No, he's talking about World Breaker.
Hey, you said throw a Hail Mary, and I threw one, G.
Right into the stands.
Oh man! Hey, when you finish, you should have said, "Stop playing with me, gang." The fuck?
Lock the fuck in before I tweet the fuck out, twin. I'd have gave you some points for that.
I'm bugging out.
Oh man!
All right, Bruce.
All right, so the 90s were the best era, as I mentioned, time and time again, the best decade in NBA history. The reason why is because the greatest player of all time was at his best in this era. And when he wasn't there, we saw a guy who's arguably the greatest center of all time and the second best two-way player of all time in Hakeem Olajuwon hold it down for 2 years until MJ came back and took over once more. So you have arguably the best coach. You have arguably the best player. You have the dream team, which we talked about, which helped usher in the era of international expansion, not only among fans, but also more so among players and taking it to what we see now. That's not to say there weren't international players in the 80s, but the dream team and the 92 1992 Olympics ushered in the boom of international players. But not only that, if we line it up and we say, because we hear about how these players today are so much more skilled, blah, blah, blah. If we line up the best defensive lineup of all time, we could argue they would lock up almost every other era, right? If we had Gary Payton at point guard, Michael Jordan at shooting guard, Scottie Pippen at small forward, Dennis Rodman at power forward, Hakeem Olajuwon at center. What lineup from whatever era is going to be able to score against that team? Just with defense alone, they're beating just about every other team from every other era. It's that elite. But now if we want to flip it, we can go to offense as well. We have Stockton at the point. He can shoot, he can assist. We have Michael Jordan, the greatest scorer of all time. We know this. At small forward, you could put a plethora of guys. You could put Mashburn. You could put Glenn Rice. I'll take Glenn Rice. You could put Karl Malone, the number 3 scorer of all time. And, of course, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon at the 5. Who's beating that 5 from these other eras that we're talking about? That 5 is not losing. That era really showed who's greatest, whether it's offensively, whether it's defensively. That era showed it. The competition was tip-top because everybody was clawing, climbing, trying to get up the mountain to knock Michael Jordan off. And Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time, was kicking him back down. So we had the best coaching.
Go ahead, finish.
We had the best coaching. We had a lot of the best players. We had some of the best dynasties. We had the start of the dynasties for the next era. It doesn't get any better than that. It's the 90s, period.
Time.
Good stuff. I love it.
Hey, somebody got to counter that, man, because I think he was spitting with that, putting the lineup out there that can't nobody else compete with defensively or offensively. I think that was clever.
That was clever.
Let's see what y'all got.
Robin, you want to go? I got it.
Go ahead, Transformer. I've been talking a lot.
Yo, I love this dude, man. I love this dude. New York.
Hey, y'all finna make me start a channel.
Do it, World Break the real talk, man. You have a lot of traffic, man. Do it, young fella. Yeah.
Hey Rob, man, when you make them clips, when you make them clips, take it easy on me, gang. I'm not a podcaster, gang. I already see him come. He gonna be on the show. He gonna be on his channel tomorrow. This young clown, world breaker.
Not even, man.
He don't respect the generation. These kids disrespectful. Take it easy on me, gang. Take it easy on me.
Hey, it was already a challenge, world breaker, because the 2020 is a rough.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of support in the chat, man. When you go back and watch this and look at the chat, you got a lot of support in there.
Oh boy. All right. Let me reset real quick. Let me reset. Robin, stupid, bro. Stupid. Robin,
you got my ribs hurting, man.
Hey man, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you go, bro. I've been talking
Go
to
ahead,
you.
Rob.
Hey, somebody throwing tomatoes in the chat, dog. Tomato.
Oh boy. All right.
Oh wow.
Is that a tomato?
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
the middle.
Shit. All right, boy. Took away my energy at the beginning, man. All right. You ready? You ready, Mel?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
2000s. They stand alone. When you want to talk about the best balance, I gave you no further than the examples of the different type of ways you had multiple types of champions, from defensive efficiency to offensive efficiency. When you want to talk about power basketball, defensive teams, system basketball, isolation scores, big skill, big man, early pace and dunk, you look no further than the 2000s. When you want to talk about some of the greatest players, they didn't only have to be offensive juggernauts. They didn't only could be defensive juggernauts. They had to be a blend and a best mixture of both. That's where you got your Kevin Garnett's, you got your Tim Duncans, you got your Kobe Bryant's, you got your Tracy McGrady's. You had a lot of greats that had to not only offensively give you the buckets, you had to defensively stop those guys as well. The competition was relentless. We're talking about a Western Conference that had 5 to 6 50-plus win teams every single season. You want to talk rivalries, you got to check mark. You want to talk styles of play, you got to check mark If you guys were to list your top 10, I'm pretty sure you're going to list 3 to 4 players that succeeded in the 1990s on your list. On your list, and your top 10 survived and conquered in the 2000s. The winningest coach in NBA history conquered in the 2000s. So when you want to talk about the skill, physicality, coaching, rivalry, and competition, you want to talk about a blend of the best of the 90s and be giving birth to whatever comes out of the 2010s, and Lord knows, not the 2025s, but you want to look at the 2000s. The 2000s, the perfect mix of the best basketball era, period.
I ain't gonna lie.
12 seconds to spare.
Transformers tough. I ain't gonna lie.
That was good.
Bro, he sound like a preacher for real. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I used to coach. I coached a lot, bro. So I had to get people motivated. When you want to walk up and you got a team or you got a group fitness led place and they all coming in there moping and it's 5 a.m. and you got to wake them dudes up. Oh, trust and believe me, I don't drink coffee and I don't need it. I got them boys woke at 5 a.m. So you got to come put shit off the muscle. It's got to be quick, man. It's got to be quick. And you have to be passionate, man. Your voice got to be passionate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm ready for this one, G.
All right, Rob.
You can talk now, bro.
Hey, shout out to Adam Silver in the chat, y'all.
That's funny. That's funny.
Thanks for stopping by, Kamish. Rob just came.
Is he froze? Oh, I thought he froze. I thought he froze.
Rob, closing statements. What you got?
I just want to say something, man. Y'all came with mostly emotions, man, and biases here. You guys came with that. I came with education. So let's start it off the top, man. You ready, Mel?
Yeah.
And let's roll. So once again, man, like I said from the start, man, all these eras are great in their own right. You guys made great points for all your eras. You guys represent the eras fantastically. The thing that we must once again fall back on, like I just talked about before, you guys came with your own feelings and a little bit of biases here and there, and I get all of this stuff. But I'm not being biased about the 80s because really, truly, if I had to pick an era to represent, I would have represented the 90s. I think we all know that. Everybody in the chat knows that. But what I'm talking to you guys about the 80s is I've represented the 80s based off of facts here. I educated people out here. I talked to you guys about the innovation. None of you guys can talk about pushing the game forward to the degree that I talked about the 80s, pushing the game forward to where it is. You mentioned about the style of play, my man. Like, the style of play is not there. There's no three-point line. What are you guys doing? Then you're playing the style of play from the 60s and the 50s and the 70s. So we talk about the style of play. It's all from the 80s. If they failed to adapt to that game, to push that game forward, once again, that's what it was. Magic, Bird, the other great players. I talked about the crossover. You mentioned some of the plays in the 90s, right? And the great centers. And we talked about that being a renaissance for centers. From 1965 to 75, you can argue is the greatest center era of all time versus the 1985 to 1995 era, and the plays are in that mix, man. So when we talk about the dynasty, we talk about the crossover, the Hakeem Olajuwons, right? The Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Moses Malones, right? The Patrick Ewings. These guys played in the 80s, right? We talked about the draft class. People argue that's the greatest draft class in the history of the game is in the 80s. So the crossover is there. I talked about the lineage between Dr. J and Michael Jordan. There's no Kobe Bryant without Michael Jordan. There's no Michael Jordan without Dr. J. There's no Dr. J without Elgin Baylor. So the lineage that we've seen there going down, once again, it manifested itself in the 80s. Like I said, those guys showing up to do the dunk contest, not some second-rate guys, not the second guys on the bench, the sixth men. The stars were out there competing against each other. That's why it mattered. That's when they instituted this stuff, the three-point contest. You saw the stars going out there, competing in these kinds of things. The competition in the All-Star game alone. Guys were fouling out in the 80s in the All-Star game. They were playing defense. This is what you had during those eras. So I talked about someone like Chuck Daly, and we mentioned some of the great coaches, Mike Fratello, Lenny Wilkins, Don Nelson, some of the great coaches, Casey Jones, right? I mentioned Pat Riley earlier. I told you, Chuck Daly still, you guys can't deny, the only guy who did what he did. None of them guys did that. So once again, we have to put, some respect on someone like Chuck Daly and the 80s. Like I said, what they did for those other eras moving forward, man. Because like I said, more important than anything, remember, those guys showed up to work. I remember when I was young and I was growing up watching this stuff. When you heard a certain team was going to play a certain team, I didn't have to worry about those guys maybe not being there. When I turned the TV on, if you turned on the radio, those guys were in the lineup. Patrick Ewing, Michael Jordan, like I said, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like, them dudes was in the lineup. Charles Barkley. Them dudes showed up, man. Karl Malone, John Stockton. The crossover is insane.
All right, y'all. Look, I'm about to hit mute. Chris, hit mute. Call me real quick. Let's talk this over. Y'all can go ahead and finish talking out while we tally this up.
Let's talk about the best fight in NBA history. It happened in the 2000s.
Did it?
You talking about the one Kobe lost?
Palace in the Palace, ever ring bells. You want to talk about grimy and gritty? You want to look none other than Ron Artest, Ben Wallace, Stephen Jackson.
Oh no, man! We go back to the 80s,
with the slide punt, with the slide.
That Larry Bird and Dr. J. That's
101. We talking about everybody scrapping, fans scrapping. Fred Jones getting his brains beat in by a fan. We talking about Steven Jackson with the sneak. We talking about Ron Artest hitting the wrong person that threw the cup at him. We talking everybody had to scrap.
Hey, World Breaker. By the way, man. Listen,
what's up?
We don't always agree on everything, man. But
no, I had a good time, G. I learned a lot though.
Yeah. And real talk, if you want to start a channel, man, we are all, I can speak for us. We'll all be willing to help you out with that.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Because I bet you will have a lot of people who would want to hear what you have to say. And there's a lot of people who, have your same mindset and are more towards, the modern era and the modern players. You would do all right, man. So, give us a shout if you ever want to do that. Because I think it would be good.
Yeah. Thanks, G.
Yeah.
Don't call me.
Hey, Rob, you gonna be the first person I call.
Man, Rob, man, I need you to get on the show, bro.
I'm logging off, man. I'm logging off.
Hey, Bruce, man, Bama did.
Yeah, I never did nothing like this before. But at the end of the day, you only making me better. You only make
27 straight.
It was 17-0. Yeah,
it was 27 straight.
Yeah.
Out there, Oklahoma. They had it again. Oklahoma. I call them that.
You ain't lying.
Oklahoma.
50 out there performing. What?
Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. You guys, coming through. I said this is a great topic, a great live stream. I had a great time with everybody out here. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I see you guys out there.
Yo, we sitting here talking. I totally forgot the chat was listening to.
Yeah, I can't even see the chat.
Because typically, we're trying to interact with the chat at all times. Right. I got to focus on what you saying, then what Rob saying, then what World Breaker saying, and I'm like, okay, now I got to remember my key points, take away your points, rebuttal your point. I'm like, bro, that's tough. That's tough, Joe.
Yeah, you see, that's why I said I think if I had more than a day, it would have been a little bit.
Chad,
I probably been a little bit more prepared, a bit better. It's kind of hard to prepare for 3 people in one day.
Walk into the Lions den, man. But you're gonna walk out still living. So
we're also older, so we've been through, a lot of so many debates, so many arguments.
Yeah.
We originated in the barbershop talk. All this originated in the barbershops. So back when you used to get chopped up, boy, you had 50 dudes, 40 of them ain't even getting a haircut. 4 of them
he said he didn't get a haircut all week.
And they all arguing about sports.
Man, back in the day when I used to go in the barbershop, I ain't had no money. I just sit in there and we talking football and basketball and whatnot.
Look, my era, you ain't got no appointment. You can't get in, G.
I'm just in there sitting down, chilling, talking the breeze.
Talking sports for 3 hours before you got a chop.
Can't even get cut.
Didn't even realize you was waiting for 3 hours, but y'all went from the NFL to the NBA on why Jordan the GOAT, on why the Broncos going all the way. Y'all had topics.
And that was
shit, we got angry old fans in here.
Haircut days,
I know he gonna clip me.
You said what?
Shout out to my man AOH. I saw AOH.
He was in there?
Yeah.
Who?
That's what's up. Angry Old Hoops.
He was?
Yo, Angry Old Hoops be bugging. That dude is hilarious.
Man, look, he the perfect example when I say, even if you hate basketball today, you can make money talking about it. Because, oh my God.
No, I think Angry Old Hoops is just a lot of times when we get called like the hater, people of our generation.
You gotta watch his videos.
Oh yeah, I do. It's more so.
You, young man, he be breaking it down. It's all video footage.
I see the. Now I be seeing his LeBron clips. He be having me weak.
Yeah, for me, it's less hating and just the fact that we're so used to hearing so much glazing that when you hear the opposite side, it's called hating. When you're presenting the rest that the Glazers are leaving out, and I think that's the difference.
He put that right in the window, boy.
He sure did.
He put that right in that window,
didn't he?
Right in that window, right between them safeties. Like,
he sure did. That's an NFL throw right there.
That's a dot right there.
Yeah, look at that.
The pocket was clean. He had enough time to sit back because that was a deep post.
Yeah,
my man dotted it right in the middle. Boom.
Yeah. And you know what? He threw it, so he timed it just right.
Yeah,
so
that's a timing throw.
Anticipation,
Yep. That's a timing throw. Like, soon as I see you hit that pivot foot and you bust left, I'm throwing it. I'm throwing it. You got to meet it. You better meet that ball.
Yeah, that was big.
That's huge. They sure enough needed it, boy. 27-0 was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of ball game left. Portland Trail Blazers.
Oh gosh,
what the fuck is that?
Wow,
what's that about?
I don't know. Where you see that at?
In the chat.
What chat you looking at? I'm looking at our chat.
I'm not. No, this is mail chat. I got the.
Oh, okay,
I show up.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. I'm looking at ours. Yeah, it's not that serious. This was cool, man. Definitely enjoy. Chief Rock'em Sock'em Bird and Dr. J. It sure was. And you know, it was. You know what started that whole thing, right? Because this is, Dr. J, winding it down. And I think Larry Bird was cooking him and talking to him. And through 3 quarters, if I'm not mistaken, Larry Bird had 44, Dr. J had 6. And he's counting every basket out loud. So Dr. J, like, I can't take this no more. He spazzed out. So Bird was notorious for the trash talk. Yeah. Oh, man. I miss those days.
I appreciate it. It's not that serious.
Yeah, man. It's good.
We appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, man. We came out here to try to do our thing, man. We appreciate that. Sports showed us love and invited us out here.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that text, I was like, bro, Matt, me and you was on the phone. And we was on the phone. Yeah. As soon as I got the text, he was like, man, you see that text from Mel? I said, nigga, say less. The 2000s. Say less.
Let's get
say
it.
Less. We in it. Mm-hmm. We about to rock that joint. Oh, he didn't want to hear the results. He want to hear the results.
We're back.
Okay.
All right, man. We go read it out.
Damn, back up. Back up.
This y'all last chance to go ahead and throw those super chats in.
Okay.
And those cash outs. As a matter of fact, we did get one cash out. Let me read that. And that came from my boy Posh King. Let me see what he said in this cash out. He donated $20. He said the 2000s all day long. Appreciate that. Yeah, so we're gonna reveal it. Then we're gonna open the phone lines up really quick, and then we're gonna end it, y'all.
All right, say less.
So on my scorecard, I had a tie for first with Rob and Bruce. Rob, your closing statement really pushed you above Transformer. I had a tie for first for Rob and Bruce. On Chris' scorecard, what did you have?
I had a tie for first place as well. My tie was Bruce and Transformer.
Right. So on both cards, we had Bruce tied for first on both cards. Plus, the chat voted for him on all rounds, which makes Bruce the winner. And you will be getting, I think, $100 for being the winner. And we're gonna have to do this again, y'all. Y'all find a new topic that we can do this again, and then y'all can also hit me up in the chat on how we could do things a little different and a little better.
Yeah.
Right. So come up with ideas. We could probably do this once a month, y'all. This would be fun, but
this was dope.
Maybe we could get a better pot for the winner. But it's $100 today, big dog. So text me your cash out, Bruce. And let's open the phone lines up.
Shout out to Bruce, man. Good job, guys. Yo, Transformer, good stuff today, man.
Hey, we all killed it. Great arguments by everybody. This was fun.
Yeah.
Was outstanding. The banter back and forth between y'all was outstanding. World Breaker, shout out to World Breaker for stepping into that fire.
Yeah, he hung in there though.
The first round was shaky. It was shaky that first round, but when he was able to start talking shit about everybody else,
for sure.
That man stepped into his
Yeah,
own.
he got in his bag.
Shout out to World Breaker for jumping in that fire. Everybody was on one today, so good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. We got a caller from Mississippi. What's up, Nino?
Man, it was a cold show, man. They're my guys too. Bruce and Transformer, man, they're my guys.
I already know.
Oh man, hey, there was a fire show. I want to say, I believe honestly, it was out of Robin probably won because he made the case for his era. And World Breaker made good points for the era. Bruce kind of stuck to the Bulls, which doesn't give him the edge, especially with your fan base. And they looking at the best team. That's more the best team. It's hard to, when you bring MJ in it and the Bulls, man, you know, everybody gonna flock to that, you know. But he did make a case at the end when he put the starting lineup. So he kind of
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, that was tough.
Transformer made a good case for the 2000s, but he did stick more towards the Shaq and Kobe, and he kind of stayed there with one team. I think Robin made a case with the 80s. He brought something to my attention. The 80s had pace and space and super teams and big man play and Dr. J above the rim. And I just thought about that. The 80s could be one of the best eras. So when you talk about MJ, he kind of took basketball to a different level. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say by itself, but kind of by itself. World Breaker, we gotta get in the lab, baby. The white end, we gotta get in the lab, baby. You did good for what you had. I ain't gonna lie. Boy, but hey, good show, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. He did good for what he had to work with.
He did.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. I'm gonna take this next call. Hey, thanks, Nino. Yep.
Shout out Nino.
Yeah, that means a lot. Thank you.
Caller from DC. What's up? This Posh King?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's poppin', man? What's good? Thanks for the cash out, brother.
Wagwan.
Shout out, man. You already know. Best show on YouTube. We've been there. Hey, real quick, the sports and fitness rants. I accepted your challenge and make a video the other day when you were saying you'll take Jordan as a shooter over Bird and Jerry West and Kobe. Yeah, I agree with 90% of your stuff, Robin, but come on, man. You know, we can't go all the way like the LeBron fans on you know, the over-hype. Yeah, there's a lot of things Jordan is good at, but being better than them three dudes in shooting. Come on, stop it.
I said, if you need one shot at the end of a game, who you taking?
Kobe, all day, every day.
Okay, you want to take Kobe? That's great. I'm taking Jordan, though. That's the point I made. He's the greatest shooter of all time because of that.
Bird is right there. I wouldn't be mad at taking Bird.
Yeah,
but I hear you.
Whatever you want, Jerry West. You can take all those guys. I respect those picks. That's the point I made, though. Give me Jordan.
I'm not mad at that.
Oh, fuck. That's my damn.
What else you got, Posh?
Got to the Posh King, yo, for real. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Posh, what else?
Go back at it.
What else you got?
Y'all hearing me good now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Posh.
Hey, man, you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, let me talk. I'm not hearing you all well, but yeah, it's the 2000s all day. When you look at the caliber of players, like when you look past Dream and Jordan in the 90s, and when you look past Bird, I'd say the 80s is a close second more than the 90s, because in the 2000s, from Tim Duncan to KG and them, Shaq really was, you know, Iverson, like the swag. Everything about the 2000s was just the new millennium, the evolution, the like, from point guard, Jason Kidd and them, shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards, the 2000 had it all. You feel me? And it translates to I don't know if y'all can hear me well though, bro, but y'all have a good night though. But it's the 2000s all day. It was just too much. And the greatest player in history is from the 2000s, Kobe.
All right.
Stop it.
All right, bro. All right, bro. Got you. Thanks, man. Thanks for the call.
Go Bean. But
that's why he did Kobe for the last shot.
You heard?
I saw someone in the
You
chat.
heard?
Said that Pat Riley said that he would take Jordan for a winning shot, but Bird to save his life. And the funny thing about that quote is, then how come Pat Riley didn't retire Larry Bird's number 33 for the Miami Heat? He retired Michael Jordan's 23 for the Miami Heat. You know why he did that? Because what did he say? He recognized Michael Jordan as the greatest player in the history of the game. Those were his words. He didn't retire Larry Bird's number. Jordan's that guy. You guys can say whatever you want. When Michael Jordan goes to that camp and Chris Paul challenged him to not miss those shots or the kids get free sneakers, and they came out with the F the kids meme, Michael Jordan's doing that. He ain't missed a single shot. LeBron James goes to China and goes 0 for 11.
Caller from Illinois. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I think Bruce shouldn't have won because Bruce had the 90s, right? Bruce showed no love for Barkley, which Barkley famous commercial. I am not a role model. I am paid to create havoc on the court. He showed no love for Reggie Miller. He showed no love for Ewing. All these guys was great in the 90s too. So how can Bruce see those out? I couldn't
remember them all.
And not and win all these points with y'all? And me being a Kobe fan, 2000s was the best era at all, period. I don't see how Bruce won.
Who you think should have won?
Huh?
Who you think should have won?
It's a tie between Transformers and Sports Fitness.
They go to deal.
That's fair.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah.
I can't argue.
And,
you know, when you're great, you can just be quiet.
World Breaker, the answer to your question was the Dallas Mavericks, the most underrated champion ever.
I don't remember what question I asked.
That's why you was in fourth place.
Which team faced the most difficult championship?
Yeah, out of the teams we named though.
That's not true though.
No. That's the panel's fault. The Dallas Mavericks on that playoff run, even though the Lakers were 15-1, the Dallas Mavericks had the most underrated run in NBA history.
Not true.
I think the question was. I think the question was out of the.
Look at the teams the Dallas Mavericks beat to get to the playoffs, and what team was the Dallas Mavericks?
The question was out of the championship teams they said was the best teams of those eras. Which of those championship teams faced the hardest opponent in the finals?
Yeah, that's what I asked.
That was the question. It wasn't who had the hardest championship run.
Yeah.
And the hardest championship run was the 95 Rockets. 6 seed.
That Dallas Mavericks run is up there.
It's up there, but Chris, real quick, because I do this all the time. The Rockets were 6 seed, never had home court in any series.
No. It's Houston. Run. It's Houston for sure.
Yeah, there you go.
But we gotta respect. I would say Dallas is probably number 2.
Absolutely.
I would say Dallas is probably number 2.
I'm with you.
Yeah, Houston for sure.
Yeah,
because I don't think another 6 seed or lower has done it.
Nope.
Since.
They never had home court. They beat a 57+ win team in every round, beat an MVP in every round, and still the only team to ever beat the top 4 teams by record throughout one playoff run, resulting in a championship. It's easy work. It was the Rockets in 95.
Yeah, but Bruce,
hey, you see that comment on screen, Bruce? Bruce, you see that comment on screen?
It's okay.
He said you ain't show no love to all those players because King beat all of them.
Nah, man. I honestly, it's so much to try and remember in the midst of it.
Yeah, you only like 3 minutes is long, but it feels so short at the same time. I don't know how to explain it.
No, you're right.
Nah, it's right. Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, I think that's all the calls. Bruce, send me your cash app.
Will do, man. Damn, he just got mossed. That's a hell of a grab.
You saw that over him, boy.
All right, we got one more call.
Tyron Woodley was the name, by the way, that silver fault.
Caller from Maryland, what's up? Caller from Maryland, shut YouTube off in the background and let me know if you can hear me.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up? He don't know how to work it. Pause.
Whoa.
Crazy work.
Easy, Mel.
Caller from Louisiana, what's up?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Caller, hello.
Ooh.
All right.
Hey, that's a sign. Ain't no more.
No more calls.
No more. That's a sign.
That's it.
That's a
Right.
sign.
All right, y'all. Man, how y'all think everything went, man? It was pretty fun.
Yeah, it had a lot of fun.
Shit was lit. Next time I'm
Give me all
jumping
the
in, somebody else
critiques in
gotta
the
be a
private
judge.
chat. I mean, text me all the critiques, y'all, and then we can fix it for
Oh
next
yeah, I
time.
ain't gonna lie, I had a good time, man. I learned a lot from the OGs today.
Oh, hey,
man. You know, I can only get better. I can only get better.
Hey, look, you had some good points too. In front of me. But I just tell you, do your
pulled
homework.
your pants up and you do your gloves on, man. Did you win? No. But did you fight? Yeah. You fought. That's what matters. That's what matters. You fought. You ain't go down crying. You ain't go down whining. You fought. And that's all that matters, brother. You live. You live to fight another day.
Nah, for sure.
Remember, I want you to understand something, World Breaker. Listen to me. Hear me.
Yeah.
When you think about the players that you were defending today, the era that you were talking about, that you were standing up for, I want you to think about, would you do some of the things that these guys do? If you've ever played sports competitively in your life, I'm talking about competing in sports. I'm not talking about participating in sports. I'm talking about competing in sports, because that's what sports is. It's a competition. That's what it's about. If you think what these guys have been doing over the last 5 or 10 years is competing at basketball, then what I'm saying to you is that you don't know what competition really looks like, and you don't understand what it means to compete in sports. So this is not a personal attack on you. And I said earlier,
I'll take it personal. Yeah.
No, but when I say who raised you, what I'm saying is, like I said, I have a young son, I have a young daughter. They play sports. I coach young kids.
Yeah.
It's about competing in these sports. It's about teaching the fundamentals and understanding the game. So we talked about the standards earlier, and we're talking about what it takes to compete, and we're talking about lowering the standards. When I'm saying that if you go out in the streets right now and you're playing basketball and you think what James Harden was doing in 2017 and 2018 would fly on the streets, it's not going to fly on the streets. Dudes are going to call you out. They're going to be, yo, man, you traveling. They're not going to play this. Yo, man, but we've seen these dudes do this. Oh, no, they're not going to play that game. When you talk about how these guys are doing some of the stuff that they're doing, you're going to get called out on this. You said something earlier about the players today and what they have to deal with, right? And how they've had to take the game and, hey, they're picking it up and doing this. Think about the players back in the day. I just talked about the 80s today, but the NBA's history goes back to 1947. So when you talk about the pioneers of the game from the 50s, those guys didn't have video footage to watch. Those guys didn't have the ability to go on YouTube. They didn't have iPads and laptops and cell phones and all this stuff at the touch of a button for them. They didn't have all this stuff. They had to be the pioneers of this. They were the creators. When I mentioned Dominique Wilkins and Michael Jordan not rehearsing and practicing the dunks, that's what I'm talking. That's how you push the game forward. That's how the slam dunk contest becomes legendary. Legendary. Not because Mac McClung did some crazy dunk like you said that no one else has been able to duplicate or do. It's because those guys went out there in that moment and they challenged each other, because it was Dominique Wilkins versus Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler. It wasn't, these guys competing against lesser players. So that's what you have to remember, man. Pushing the game forward. Those guys were the pioneers.
But there you have it. Last week that came in. I love the 90s, but the 80s moved the NBA into the same stratosphere as the NFL. Interesting. All right, y'all. I appreciate everything, man. Thank you everybody who called in. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the views. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the cash apps. We'll do this again. Thank y'all for voting as well in the chat, man. This is pretty dope, man. We hit 3 hours on this. We'll try to get it down to like 2 hours next time. All right, y'all, man. Appreciate it, man. Peace.
All right, see you.